This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun begins. This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
This is where the fun begins.
Who's the big guy with the muscles?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. Welcome to Toy Anxiety. It is Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. Appreciate everybody here being here. Tonight is what we're going to call alternate programming. Because there's other thing on TV tonight. People.
We're the other debate.
We're the
We're
other
not gonna
debate.
talk
I thought you were talking about Paul's stream with Jazzwares, with the Michael
Yes.
Galaxy Squadron people.
Yeah, we
I
are.
actually saw
Yeah,
that was
we're
happening.
talking
Is that happening right now? This very second?
Can we just pull that up and like screen share and watch that on this
Yeah.
show live and
Mhm.
not
Yeah.
have to do
Do like
anything
the
else?
ticker tape updates.
Let's do that. Hi everybody, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate everybody's support. As always, don't forget to hit that like button. I'll say this right off the top. A couple people in the chat were already talking about Beetlejuice and wondering what our Beetlejuice thoughts are. Regular YHS, Jacob, Abigail, and myself recorded our full Beetlejuice breakdown, and that's going to drop on YouTube tomorrow. I was going to put it
Yeah.
up as a premiere tonight, and I was like, well, I don't want to compete. with
Yeah.
ourselves.
We don't want to compete with
We don't wanna
Ryan's
debate
mustache.
Yeah, Ryan's mustache is the talk of the town.
People are freaking out in the chat. Yeah.
They like it, which is great. Let me go ahead and introduce my co-hosts all the way from Vancouver, British Columbia. I heard a rumor that he was traipsing around on our side of the border this week. I don't know if that's true or not. Ryan Dole, what's up, man?
I was, I don't know, diddling around down south.
Oh.
I went to
Don't
go. I
diddle.
went to go pick up my Star Speeder. That's where it was,
Okay.
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
I
It
went
was
to
in
go
the
pick
shop?
that up. It was in a shop.
He was in the shop. Repairs.
I just go. You know me. I just go and pick things up how I want.
Mhm.
And so I went there, grabbed that, and then just kind of like on the way back from that, we just hit a couple spots, and I bought nothing. The toy store, like the Targets and Walmarts, were sad. There's a sad bunch down there. So
I'm
hoping
sorry.
by Christmas time, you guys are gonna have to, amp it up a little bit.
Mhm.
I'll get
you
on
know?
that.
So anyways,
I'll
it
email
was nice.
on that.
It was nice crossing the border with a giant box of Starship.
Did they ask you at the border, like, son, is that a Star Speeder 3000?
Well, they do ask you, like, what's the total of your purchases coming
Yeah.
across. So I had to be like,
Well, you
300?
didn't- Yeah, I guess you did purchase.
Because it still is, right? Because I still technically
Right.
paid for it there to pick it up. So I had to be
You should
like,
have given up the Jake Stevens, be like 300, but the resale value is 1,500 already. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like this in the world of Star
I
Wars.
would absolutely not say that.
That's funny.
I would be like, no, this is what I
And who-
paid.
when you cross back from the United States into Canada, are they Canadian officers or American officers that are questioning?
Oh, it's American officers going in,
okay.
Okay.
like going into the States. And then,
Because it's
yeah, then
before
Canadian
you
officers.
cross the border.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay.
You got to impress the Americans. Right.
Okay.
You have to be like, we see
It's
your
not hard.
passport. And I
That's
go,
not hard.
Yeah.
howdy, partner. I sure do got a passport. They're like, and they're like, oh, excellent. And they take me back to a shooting range, and I have to hit all the targets,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
then I'm free to go.
There you go. And then coming back in, they're like, hey, see, you scored one of them rare speeders, buddy. That's great
Yeah.
for you. Here's money. I'll give you some
So
money
did
to
you go
come
to-
back.
Did you go to D23 there, bud? What?
Hey, bud.
That's so funny. That's so good. All right. Jacob Walsh, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm good. Not as good as
Great.
Ryan, but I'm good. Yeah. Chill week.
Yeah. Chill week.
Work. No toys. But it's good.
But things are happening. Things are
Are they?
happening.
I don't know.
I don't know. I just want Jake needs a win.
It's
Abby's
almost
looking
October.
great.
That's what's happening.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Abby, you
Jake's
look
birthday,
great.
He's got no toys. Help him out.
Abby
Yeah.
looks like the color scheme looks like you're in an episode of Euphoria. This is fantastic.
Oh, thank you. I really worked hard on it. Yeah, I like my lighting. Thank you for acknowledging it. And I'm happy to be here. I love all my friends and love the chat. So thanks for showing up. And let's, I got some cool pickups, so I can't wait to open them.
Yeah,
Ooh.
absolutely. So here's the deal, guys. Tonight, in about 20 minutes, David Igo is going to be joining us to talk about his brand new Kickstarter that launched today, Monstors, Shamumu, and Sting Cobra, but a lot more. I was checking out that Kickstarter today. It's already wildly successful. So we are going to have David on. I have heard he is great on podcasts. This is the warning I've gotten from multiple people that this guy's got a big personality. And I was like, that sounds on brand for us to have big personality. So I'm excited to meet David and talk about yet another independent toy maker making a huge splash. So that's going to be great. So super excited about that. Let's go ahead and say hi to the chat real quick. And then we will get into some pickups because Ryan's got a bunch. And we've got some stuff. And Mr. Michael T, one of my favorites, asks for Abigail. Is that a Maxine shirt, Abby?
It is. It is. I have my cat Jean in my lap right now, so I can't stand up. But this is from the movie that Maxine was making and filming, The Puritan 2. And I can kind of turn around. I don't know. Well, it might be too difficult. The back of the shirt is even more badass, and I'm so happy because now I know what I'm wearing to Horror Nights, which is always a big thing for me. So
Yeah.
got my shirt.
Got your Horror Nights shirt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, you need good shirt for Horror Nights.
Yeah.
You
Oh
do.
yeah.
Dude, good shirt.
Oh yeah.
Important.
All right, cool. Well, let's say hi to the chat. Thanks you guys for being here early. Here we go. Davey Sockrocker, McFly Toys, Peak Obi-Wan, Mr. Michael T, Tony Johnson, Toy Collector Magazine. Hello. Who else do we got here? Soulcraft, James Vinipole, Wolf Den Collectibles, Emperor Shao Kahn, ruler of Outworld.
Whoa.
I can't believe he's here.
Out of his
Wow.
busy schedule.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Mortal
Is that
Kombat's
good
not
news or
for another
bad
couple of
news?
months, so
Yeah.
Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat
right?
starts in a couple months.
yeah.
Dude, when I was a kid, I used to draw. Okay, hold on. I used to try to draw Goro every day.
Oh.
Nice.
I believe it. I believe it.
Every arm's a different length. Topher Khan, Young,
Craig
Hummus.
Gorlberg. Is that who it was?
Gorlberg, that's me. Skylar Davis is here, and who else? Country Boy, Niner, Cone Killer, Confusor. Chinovo is here. PD Dubs, Thomas Crosby, Derek Dalzell, E. Leo, and so on and so on. Cougar McGillicuddy is here. We appreciate everybody. Jack Knight, Johnny Cock, and so much more. Thank you guys for hanging out with us live on Tuesday night for Toy Anxiety. All right. So
Hang on a second. Grosecki here. Gold Snake's winner in the
Whoa.
Hal lookalike contest. For the
very
record,
inside
Hal and I are brothers.
I
Like, I don't know,
Yes.
people don't know this, but Hal and I are related.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
just a heads up.
think we talked
That's
about it
probably
last
why we
week.
look the same.
Hal
talked
is
about it last
such
week.
Hal is such a dedicated Dune cosplayer that he brought his own sand to DragonCon.
Yeah, and he dumped it in our bathtub. It was fantastic. I know he's not watching.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
It was fun.
It's fun. One year's
hey.
ants, next year's sand.
Nothing I said was a lie. So, all right, I do want to give myself a shout out real quick. And
Yeah.
Is that a weird-
Okay, go ahead. The floor is yours, Craig.
this is part of my pickups, but
Mhm.
it's not that I want to give everybody like a homework assignment, but the kind people at Jack's Pacific were nice enough to send over a little influencer box full of the brand new Simpsons figures, including the deluxe figures. Now, I'm not going to show them off here tonight, but I did do an unboxing and a review. There's me. This is the screen grab it got. It's very funny. Look at me go.
Dude, that's such YouTube face you're giving. I
That's
love it.
dude. He's giving YouTube. He's giving face.
Are these toys even worth it? check out
Yeah.
that new video.
Yeah,
Should I spend all my money?
yeah. Really, really fun. Thank you. They sent the 3 deluxe figures plus Groundskeeper Willie and Otto,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I had a lot of fun opening those. So the whole review is on the channel. And according to Jax, they're just getting started with Simpsons. So and I was in the beginning stages of COVID when I made that video. So if I'm a little delirious,
Another big
Yeah.
pat on the back for you.
look at
Yeah.
me go. Zing. Okay.
Just
so,
to touch on that though, thanks for all the well wishes, everybody. 'cause that was so loud.
yes. Abby had it first and was knocked out, and then it came like grabbed me and tore me down.
Mhm.
Horse collared me. Football
Well,
reference.
it wouldn't be
Anyways.
a YHS outing with you guys getting COVID. So I mean,
Yeah.
It's literally
At least
like
you guys
a
are consistent.
box on our bingo.
yeah.
Someone at my job was like, "Didn't that happen last year?" I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah. Actually, the last 5 trips, it's like happened in a row. Pop, pop, pop.
It's just my long-term COVID acting up. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm living with.
The thing about COVID is every symptom could possibly be COVID. I was like, ooh, my ankle hurts. Let me see if it's the COVID. Yep, confirmed. Ankle pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Couple pickups. I'm just gonna Matt Bush sent a package. Was very kind to him to help me continue to flesh out this Masters of the Universe new Eternia collection. By the way, I opened that Skeletor the other day with the throne, and it's very, very cool. So first up, Battle Armor He-Man. Right here.
Ooh.
Very cool. I'm about to sneeze, just to let everybody know. First time in like 3 days.
I
But
can bring you. Okay.
Deep breath.
oh, shit,
Oh.
motherfucker. That's how I sneezed. That's the last one.
Oh.
Now my toy room has COVID. Thank you for the Battle Armor He-Man. And then this bad boy. Check this
Yeah,
out.
dude.
Whoa.
Such a
This-
good figure.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's cool.
So I think Dan Larson
He's
has been
the
raving about.
best.
Oh, you have the
Oh,
snaps.
look at that.
Yeah, I've showed this up on pickups before, including that box and the artwork. Thank you.
Well, I have it. All right.
But now you have it.
Now
Dude,
I have
this is one of the best
Here,
figures.
let me-
Yeah, let's see
in the
double.
line.
Very,
In the
very
line,
cool.
hands down.
That's awesome.
Right?
Yeah.
I saw the Merman the other day. I got to pick that up too.
Very impractical helmet, but very cool helmet.
Dude,
Well,
that's
that's
his
for his-
head.
That's a snout.
Is it actually? That's his actual
like a
head. That looks
robotic
like a
head?
helmet to me.
I assume that's his actual
So you're
head,
telling
and
me
it's got
there's not?
an
But
articulated
then why is
snout.
it plugged up to the stuff in the back?
It's like Bane.
Whoa, because you need the
He can't
water to
breathe
squirt out of
without
his
Hold
that?
on. I need hold on. So he's got a robot head. He has like a flesh
Yeah.
body and just a robot head.
It's whatever you
Do
want.
we know that's flesh?
It looks like it. I'm just
Okay.
confused. I thought it was a helmet, and I thought it was like.
Do we think the orange is his skin color?
I think
We
he's got a
need-
great
Hanging out in
tan.
the trunk.
We
Yeah.
need answers. Yeah.
We need answers, Mattel, if you're watching.
We need a
Instead
mini
of-
comic.
Well, they're watching.
I need
Geek
his
Dad
origin
Life, so they
story.
should be watching this.
Yeah. So okay, very cool. So those were my 2 pickups, and then Abigail also got some stuff over the last couple weeks from
Yeah.
Mr. Matt Bush.
Yeah.
And
thank
by the way,
you.
Jacob did too, but he has not received it yet. So
Oh.
Okay,
Oh.
cool. So here we go. I'm gonna get this. This one's already open. The other one's in a box, so it might take me a few minutes just to pop open. But I wanted to do it live. So this here is well, we all know how much I love Calico Critters. And how much I'm into the mermaids and specifically the on-the-go mermaid shop is something I've talked about. And I'm so excited to have this. Like, look how cute that little Calico Critter baby is with
Very
the
cool.
wand. It reminds me a lot of Animal Crossing accessories and stuff to be able to like change outfits like that with a wand. So yeah, this is something I've wanted and something I can't wait to open and put on my shelf behind me, which it's coming. It's gonna be soon that I have that, all set up. So that's my first thing. The second's gonna take a second for me to open, but I'm gonna try and do that.
well, this
without
one
knocking my
came
head off.
right before Dragon Con.
Mhm.
And it's
Is it cereal?
It's not cereal. It's
No,
another
but it says something. It says what it is on the box. Can I share that?
We'll just
Or
open it.
why? That's a spoiler.
That's a Mondo box.
No.
No?
No.
I don't think it is. All right, so
Super
here's
cereal.
here's the play-by-play. Abigail has the scissors. Careful, there's a cat head there.
Yeah.
Cat.
And don't cut away from yourself. Cut away from yourself, not towards yourself. Yeah,
Abby's
okay.
gonna do a
All
live
right.
Puritan.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
You're so right. Top the head. Shut up. All right, I got this mostly.
It's not Magic Spoon.
Don't. Yeah, it's not. It's a bunch of Magic Mind. Thank you, Matt Bush.
He's trying to keep
What
us
is it?
sharp.
Magic the Gathering?
Trying to keep that sponsor. No, it's not Magic
It's
the
a
Gathering.
it's a sealed beta box of
It
Magic
does
the
start with
Gathering.
That'd be a
the
lot of-
letter M. Actually, the letter B. It's BMC.
Matt Bush, MB.
Matt Bush. Castle. Okay.
It's a castle.
Yeah, it is.
This is so funny.
This is.
Oh my
weird
god,
because
this is great.
I'm trying not to bother my cat.
Oh boy.
He's not feeling
This is
Oh
so
boy.
good.
Oh boy. This is
This is bad. This is so.
this is not good.
Oh god, catch it!
It's a
Catch
girl. It's a girl.
Oh.
Got it. Baby Mermaid Castle. Oh my god. I'm so happy to open this. All right, first off, I knew it was a Baby Mermaid Castle because it said that on the box.
Tap
Mm.
fix your mic. Put it towards your mouth.
Can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Can you all see this? Can everybody see this? 12 fun rides. It's
This is so
literally
chaotic.
it's the Mermaid Castle. And I just am so happy to have it. I'm glad the chat's enjoying the chaos. But yeah, this is a Baby Mermaid Castle, and it's reason enough to open all of my calico critters. And I think I might do that this week.
Mhm.
So I think I
There you
need
go.
it. I think I'm gonna do it.
That's cool.
You do need it.
Tonight, yeah.
Thank you, Matt Bush.
I
Very
do.
kind
Thank
of
you.
you.
And I'm sorry for all the chaos. I just didn't want to knock
It's okay.
Jean in the head when I was opening.
How's she doing?
Really? Because it looked like you did want to. It looked like you were doing all the things
Just
to
cutting cords.
try.
No, I'm actually. She's not feeling well for all those in the chat, and she's laying on a pillow right now. So I just wanted to have her close. And also, by the way, anytime I laugh, her tail swishes, and she's very happy.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. No, Jacob, you don't have anything. Is this
No,
correct?
nothing this week.
Okay. All right, Ryan.
I
You're
I
on,
have
dude.
more I have more respect for Ryan, you know.
Well, our guest is here, so we're not going to do
No,
it.
no, we.
Oh
I
wait, I thought you had a bunch of stuff.
He does. No, I told.
I have a
David,
ton of stuff.
Okay.
It is
No,
so
yeah.
much stuff.
it
And I
is so much
highly
stuff.
doubt David wants to sit here and listen to me go through all the cool shit.
I told him to log in
Ryan.
10 minutes early, but we have till 10 o'clock. So let's see some of the
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I want
All
to
right,
see.
I'll bring
let's
David
go
on in
through.
just a
First
moment.
off, let's thank our friends at Hasbro for this wonderful hoodie
Oh yeah.
and this wonderful exclusive, the Death's Head exclusive. Clearly, somebody over in the Marvel Legends team likes Marvel cards.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is like, they should all be this. This is what they should just be forever, for the rest of time. And I also got like a ton of stuff from a bunch of you viewers, and it's outstanding. So first off, I'm going to go through some stuff that I don't know who they're from. They were
Okay.
not labeled. Craig did not keep track. So this is Craig's fault. But Craig apologizes, and he won't do it again.
Does he?
So first, not a toy. I don't know. Probably not. I got this this tumbler, this Rogue One Mondo tumbler. Mondo's got to go back to making this shit. Let me tell you, right
Making
now.
tumblers.
Yeah, this is so
Yeah.
cool. This is like very retro, very like old school Burger King style stuff. I love it. I love it. In that cup was also 2 pins, which are right up my alley as well. Right,
Cool.
Swamp Thing, Legion of Collectors. Come on, this is awesome. Right, animated Catwoman,
Mm.
also very cool. A couple Lucy's, Batman animated. Lucy Gooseys, I love them. This one, which is a total classic figure with the classic
awesome.
black and white deco.
Oh, I want that
Right?
suit.
In case you didn't, dude, this is the best part of the suit. And
wow.
now-
Turns into a big umbrella.
So cool.
He is ready for that Gotham rain come fall.
That's
Let me
He's
tell
prepared.
you. Something in the way.
That's from Matt Bush.
That's from Matt
Bush.
Bush. Matt
Wow.
Bush. Then let's continue on with the Bush party.
Hell yeah.
Couple watches from Matt Bush as
Whoa.
well.
Real Ghostbusters.
And now I'll
watch.
never be late for Gotham City Tonight ever again.
They're definitely.
Because you have 2 watches.
I have 2 watches. We need them. I might pass one of these on to Alex Brewer.
Ooh.
He's one of my co-hosts on
Mhm.
Gotham City Tonight. Really
you go.
cool guy. He makes really neat stuff for Mondo too. You should check him out.
I've heard
Fanplastic
that.
4 on Instagram. I also got this. I got an Ecto Bomber from Matt
Wow.
Bush.
Nice.
Very cool.
Damn.
The ghost, the whole bit. He did send replacement stickers as well, but these ones are fine. They're good. I'll
me.
use them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
good enough for me. This is awesome. I've never owned this vehicle, so this is gonna look great, and I've already made room for it in my RGB Detolf. I'm super stoked. Threw in an extra companion ghost in there too. Why not?
Mm. Why not?
Why not? He also sent in an Ecto Glow 500. The old
Wait, hold on.
500.
Ecto glow.
He just added a glow into that.
Just making shit up.
I did.
Yeah,
But you know
did.
what?
You've been called
What
out.
Hey, I am totally ready. If they're gonna do re-releases, they need to start re-releasing glow in the dark versions, Ecto Glow versions of all these vehicles.
I
That's what
actually
they
agree
need
with
to
that.
do.
I agree. That's cool. Yeah.
Right? So
Very
make an
cool.
Ecto Glow 500, make an Ecto Glow 2, and make an Ecto Glow Sweeper. I think that would be great. Ecto Glow
Hey, you know,
Bomber, do it all.
My idea was that they should put out some limited edition Ecto Glow ectoplasm, some glow in the dark slime.
Oh, dude, that's
Mhm.
brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
With a glow in the dark ghost inside.
For some reason, I thought you said with glow in the dark capri pants.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, we get the capris.
Be a ghost.
We get the women.
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
First, you get the capris.
first you get the capris, then you get the women. It is great. Hang on, I got more stuff here from Matt Bush. Okay, so I assume these are also from Matt Bush as well. So the Batman, by the way, this series celebrates 20 years this year, which is insane.
Wow.
It's the Man Bat. We all love Man Bat here. We are Man Bat fans here.
Yeah, I think that's from Matt
Anxiety.
Bush.
We are also fans of this particular X-Woman, Psylocke.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Joe Mad style Psylocke from the X-Men Ninja lines, because we also love ninjas.
Abby
Yeah.
tried to
There's
steal that.
Wolverine.
I was gonna say now that one I recognized because I was looking at it, like eyeing it. I was like, "Ooh, I like this."
Like maybe I should
costume.
just
like-
take it.
Like maybe I should. start
Maybe
collecting
Doles
these
already
and
has
take
this. You won't know.
Yeah,
Just maybe.
cool.
Cool. Well, why don't we?
Just
So
maybe.
you have a few more things.
Hang
right?
on. What? Yes, just what? Couple more things from Matt Bush, and then we
No,
can
you're good, you're
move
good.
on, and then I'll finish off the rest here. Okay. He's been listening to me talk about these small applause figures from Marvel. So he sent me a couple sets. So one of Spider-Man and one of X-Men.
Mhm.
Damn.
And these are super awesome. These are so cool. I
That's
am
cool.
definitely going to open those up from the 90s. And a loosey-goosey original Brainiac from Superpowers. As
No
well.
big deal.
No
Cute.
big deal. You know,
Yeah.
that Matt Bush. This is awesome stuff. So thank you very much, Matt Bush. And yes, believe it or not, I do have even more stuff, but I digest. Let's bring in
Okay.
our guest.
We'll pick up a little bit later. We'll be good.
Yeah.
We might not even get to our main topics tonight, but that's okay. We're gonna be fine. So we're about to get to one of our main topics. So joining us right now, let me go ahead and bring him in. Everybody give a warm round of applause to David Igo, first time ever on Toy Anxiety. David, how are you?
Hey guys and lady, sorry, or people, gang.
How are you?
What's up, dude?
Dude,
I'm dead. I'm on 2 hours of sleep and I'm a corpse. Like just there's
Cool.
strings holding me up right now. It was yesterday was a long day getting ready for the launch today. So I'm really excited to sleep into tomorrow, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Final
I
push.
bet.
So we're going to talk all about the Kickstarter and all that, but this is your first time here, probably first of many. Let's face
Be
it.
gentle. Be gentle.
So yeah, we're just gonna ask you a couple personal questions.
Yeah.
Ask you to.
While you're
Doing
tired, and we
fine.
can take full advantage.
No, Trevor hooked us up. Trevor Zamet from NECA.
Yeah.
He said you got to have David on. I said if Trevor says to do that, I will. I literally would do anything he tells me to do.
Nice. Trevor has
I
that
did.
power. You know, he just looks at
Yeah.
you and gets in your soul, and you're just like, I don't know, man. It's
That's true.
Somehow just like laid backness doesn't, just like you're like,
Yeah.
I don't,
How? Yeah, that's how I always
know.
feel about Trevor.
Craig's getting a
Yeah, I'll go to this
Cybertruck
weird
this
ass
week.
bar in Burbank. Sure thing, Trevor. And then sure
Yeah.
enough, that's where I am.
Cybertruck.
Yeah, Trevor texts me 3 pictures of Cybertrucks a day every time he sees one, and I
Yeah.
started setting him back because I'm like,
The thing is that Trevor thinks you really like Cybertrucks, and you think he really likes Cybertrucks, but both of you don't know why you're
yeah,
doing that.
exactly. Yeah,
You're like playing chicken with Cybertrucks. Like, who's gonna get in first? And be like, no, I don't like them. Really, stop it.
I just signed a contract.
um,
Yeah, that's
So-
great.
So, David, before we talk about the Kickstarter and the launch of your new line and everything, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience and let everybody know like who you are? Just kind of give like a high level overview of the first 35 years of your life or however old you are, and that would be
41
great.
and a half. There's,
41 and a half. There you go.
I'm climbing. Yeah, I'm climbing. It just goes quicker. It's
I
like,
know.
you're like,
Sure.
then it's like down, just all down. Like my knees are shit. Sorry, my knees are crap. And
Oh, you do not have to
You can
apologize.
say that here. Yeah.
You can
You just earned
cuss like a sailor on this show.
I just try to be. I teach sometimes. It's just like I have nieces. I try to like, yeah,
Okay.
just try and I don't know if you guys are like, algorithm stuff. Just
No.
We gave up on the
No.
algorithm a long time
Yeah.
ago.
The
Okay,
algorithm works for us, not the other way around.
I like that. In employee anxiety,
Yes.
Yeah.
algorithm works for you.
Yeah,
That's
we
right.
literally our show is the same name of a toy store in Arizona. Like we don't care. Like we probably should have just called this show Toys R Us.
Yeah, Hasbro, HasLab,
Yeah.
HasLabyrinth. What?
The HasLab show.
Yeah, just go
Yeah,
in.
wait till you
Boom.
see our zine called Toy Collector Magazine. It's going to be amazing.
Love it. Yeah. Just you're gonna put an OR. Like
Yeah,
toy collector.
yeah.
Or
Yeah.
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 Toy
not to be
collector.
on brand or anything, but or
Monsters.
That's right.
or
But in all seriousness, yeah, David, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, that's where I forgot. I'm like, where did we start? That always happens. We're just
Yeah.
tangent, and you're like, why
That's
are we
fine.
talking about Bambi getting killed by Godzilla? You just,
Oh.
Did that
So-
happen?
Thank you
Yeah.
for having
Oh.
me. My name's Dave or David Igo. I don't care which one you call me. Some people get really weird about, like, I ran into a Michael and I called him Mike. He's like, it's Michael. So I'm cool with either.
He sounds great.
Yeah, super good personality. We should hang out, So, yeah, I've been working in the industry for I think it's like 18 years next month, actually. I was at Gentle Giant Studios as their first in-house design concept artist, and I was at Sideshow Collectibles for 10 years, designer turned art director, and I've been with Tweeterhead, which is like this. I went from Sideshow, like the biggest statue company, to Tweeterhead, which is like tiny little statue company. I love it. I love going from work at Sideshow was awesome, and I learned a lot, but man, when you get to work with like one guy and you're just like, can I do this? Like, yeah, go for it. It's like so liberating. It's awesome. So I've been
Right.
there for the last 4 years as creative director, running we have a statue line called like Motu Legends. So it's kind of like our take on He-Man like what if He-Man had a live action movie that might come out eventually one day, and like what would those characters look like? So watching you guys pull out Snout Spout, which is not to brag, but he is one of my favorites, So when you're like,
Oh, yeah.
is it a robot head? Is that his skin? What is that on him?
Yeah, I had the original too as a kid. He's great.
So I'm not
so
gonna
good.
lie, this wasn't my childhood one. This is a rehome. It was like I had it when I was a kid, and I didn't have my toys, and I'm rebuying them. So these aren't. I think literally the only one I have. Oh, he's not in here. Where'd he go? Dang it!
You don't
My,
even have it anymore.
Dude, he's in the other room, but I have his buddy. I just bought this one, so I have a companion to him. I have my pizza slice guy. I forget his name, but I have Terror Taco is literally my childhood one. And this one was one I'm like, I don't
Nice.
have this guy, and I love pizza, so I had to get him.
I love
But,
pizza too.
So I
else
have
pizza?
the burger, I have the hot dog, and I have the ice cream cone.
If you don't want them, let me know because I don't have those ones. If you're like, you know what, you look like you're running out of room. I think you just need
Dude.
it looked like you just got like 20 new gifts from people. So I think, pay it
Oh,
forward a little bit.
And I have the chicken leg. Yeah, I have the chicken leg as well. So, but if you want to, we'll talk after. We might be able to work something out.
I'm
Well,
kidding, but not to guilt you into it. I am a guest.
Hey.
You know?
Yeah,
Guess what?
true.
I
That's
don't
true,
know if you
Ryan.
noticed, but I have
Yeah.
way too much shit.
Dude,
Oh
I
yeah,
know.
Ryan.
I can imagine
Ryan.
Greg's room too. It looks like he's backed up against a wall. He probably has like rows of brown boxes in front of him of like tubs and storage, right?
Oh,
It's like
Yeah.
the basement. It's like the basement of the library in Ghostbusters. That's what
you know, I
room
kind
is
of
like.
actually, I do have kind of an unofficial collecting rule. If I don't have it on display, I tend to get rid of it. I don't have a
That's
lot in
good.
storage.
Yeah.
I also don't have a lot of storage in my house.
Craig
like
is
closets and
lying.
stuff,
It doesn't
so
even matter if it's on display. He will sell it.
I'll sell anything. I'm gonna
Yeah.
try to sell Ryan's Food Fighter figures or whatever those are. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Dude, they're so good. I don't know
Dude,
why
those-
like more food stuff. I mean, I know there's the 9 to 12 9 to 5 Warriors, that little
Mhm.
independent toy line that's been going on. Those are fun, but I like the food. Just food's
Yeah.
fun, you know? It's like
Food is
Yeah.
I
fun.
agree.
food
Yeah,
is fun. We
yeah,
just need
agreed.
shirts that says food is fun, and that's all it says. Just
Mhm.
walk around, people like food is fun.
It,
This
hey,
is why Mondo needs to get the McDonald's license. I want to see
Yeah.
that Tommy Hodges, Ronald McDonald, and Fry Guys.
Mhm.
Oh, Tommy.
That's it.
I actually taught Tommy ZBrush years ago, so that's how I go back with that guy. I love that dude. That's how I
Oh.
know like a lot of these guys. Like I teach ZBrush, the digital sculpting software. A lot of people use that. That's
Yep.
how I got to know Trevor. He was
Oh,
in my
nice.
class.
Cool.
James Groman took my class, so that's how we became close to, which is cool. I mean, he's like living legend. I'm like, you're in my
Yeah.
class. This is
You're in
weird.
my
you know?
class.
That's awesome.
Weird.
So
yeah.
all these premium toys that we all can't afford and are struggling to pay for is your fault.
Yeah.
Ah,
You're
okay.
welcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
So
Ryan and David go at it.
Chick, eat it. Eat their toys. You know.
yeah.
well, it's like I've always said, food is fun. So
Yes.
I've been saying that for a long
Saying for
time.
You heard
years.
it here
you know?
first.
One of my top 7 fun phrases I like to say.
Yeah.
So David, okay, so you have this long history. You are
Not
now
that
venture
long. I'm still
18,
young.
18
you know,
years. It's in
still
the
young.
industry. That's really awesome. So now you're
I don't
venturing
know how you
out.
start this. So how do you start the industry at 6 years old?
It is, certain countries have labor laws that are a lot more flexible. So you just go there and really you just work your way up. You know?
Just work your way up. He's 6 years old, but he's a genius.
Yeah, this kid's a
He's
hard
running the
worker. I
floor.
know. You know?
The rule of thumb in life is if you're a boy genius, they'll just let you, like, if you're Doogie Howser, they're like, he's 12 years old, but he's the best goddamn doctor in town. So give
Yeah.
him the knife.
And
Um,
I'm sorry, Abby. We're still catching up to where they'll treat females equally most of the time, because if they have a genius girl, they'll go, you're weird. You must be a witch. And they drown you in a bathtub.
Yeah, exactly. But then we have the band Boy Genius, which is my absolute favorite. So
Abby, I'm not going to let anybody drown you in a bathtub.
oh, thanks. Okay.
I'm not advocating it. I'm just saying it's unfortunate we live in a society where
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, smart girl. She's weird. I mean, it's gotten way better, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's okay.
Not to
Jacob
brag,
called
I'm
me.
quite a feminist myself,
Good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
You know,
support
we
my local
a lot of
witches.
people don't realize this. When we're not recording, we still talk offline. And Jacob called me the other day, and this is like, cute little Saturday. I was eating Subway by myself at Subway.
That's not depressing. It was a great Saturday.
I decided to sit there by myself, and Jacob's like, "Hey, I'm gonna explain to you the Salem witch trials," and I was like, "Let's do it."
My boss just explained it to me a week ago. Like
Yeah.
I was Craig.
It's
At
insane.
Wait, do you think Jacob's my boss?
weird. No, seriously, I learned about. Oh, sorry, Abby.
No, I was just saying the Crucible. Continue though.
Well,
Dude,
that's
it was
what
weird.
started it. Is I was at home watching the Crucible, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
Dude, I learned about the Black Maid that was like telling these stories, these two girls, and they were just like, they just got this in their head of like, oh yeah, let's just start blaming people for this stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you can see, like, it all started with like just two shithead kids. That's why I hate kids. I have dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, I love kids, just not most of them. Because Salem witch trials, you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
why I've chosen to abstinence.
Mm.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Yep.
Cats.
Well, you didn't choose it; it was given to you. But yeah.
Yeah.
All right, David. Let's.
I choose to be dad bod too, you know?
Yeah.
Just like I choose that.
Everything's a choice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Everything I do is a choice. The whole
Mhm.
pizza I'm going to eat tonight is a choice.
Yeah.
Craig and I, yeah, we talk offline. It's
We
pretty
do.
cool. It's cool. We've been talking.
It's been healthy.
Yeah, I'm
We've been
talking.
talking. We've been talking.
Just
Um,
only when Subway's involved. When you're like, you know, I'm eating Subway, I'll pull the gang in for a call. We'll talk about our
I heard-
toys.
Somebody's
Craig, pull up the
gotta see
Wikipedia for Salem witch trials real quick.
Oh, dude.
I'm
the
kidding.
The Witchipedia.
That's good. I like that one.
That was good.
Oh,
That'd be a good
God.
character name, Witchipedia. She's like a really
Oh.
smart witch that knows
Shit.
every spell ever. I'm writing that one
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
That's-
you can have.
She's
the
the one that I
rules,
won
right?
on my
Also
trivia team.
pediatric nurse. I love this.
Yeah.
Wikipedia.
I hope the
okay.
Four Horsemen
so-
make that figure for their Halloween line.
Whoa! This is a David Igo original. There's
Hmm.
no Four
Yeah.
Horsemen involved.
Well,
Wikipedia
no.
exists.
Formo toys, they have that like the Manny fit, like the switchy face witch character. So that could be Witchipedia.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Over
get to
there,
the bottom of
done.
it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. Gonna write. it.
Okay, David, why are you here?
So, Craig, please remember what I told you on Instagram. If I talk too much, just tell me to shut up because I talk a lot. And
No,
just like, Dave, let someone else talk, you know, because I will just railroad
Yeah.
you.
Well,
Nope.
why don't I
No.
start with this? Don't worry about that because all of us
Okay,
talk
cool.
a lot.
Yeah.
You are launching this Kickstarter today. I have it up.
Yeah.
Monstors. We're gonna go through it. I want to get all the details.
Yeah.
Where does this passion project come from? By the way, looks very successful so far. So congratulations. That's amazing.
Thanks.
only-
I have no idea. Like, I just keep thinking in my head, like $120,000 is like so much money to me. You know, it's just like,
Mhm.
Right.
everyone's like, oh, you hit 20,000. I'm like, there's still $100,000. You know how many figures that is? At $55 a figure? That's like thousands of figures. I
Yeah.
can find thousands. I don't even know thousands of people. You know, I'm like, I
Right.
find these people. That's why I'm on here to talk to you guys. I want to meet all your strange friends that watch you
Mhm.
and just feel like fall in love with me and what I'm doing and give me your
Yeah.
money.
Sounds
Make
very
these
healthy.
toys.
Yeah.
Like, make more, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, so it started. I mean, like my like this is my. It's not. It's kind of a disheveled right now because I'm kind of like going through a toy shoot with these guys. I'm trying to like, oh hey, look at Shamumu with Raphael. This is what they look like to kind of show people how they fit in their collection.
Right.
Mhm.
At my collection of like Ninja Turtles, He-Man, Street Sharks, Extreme Dinosaurs, some from my childhood, some bought more recently. And you guys are talking about 90s weird extreme stuff. You know, it doesn't get much more 90s than Ninja Turtles Jim Lee Playmates.
Those are great.
You know,
Dude,
Yeah.
I
it's
want
like-
Those are
those
so
so
cool.
bad.
yeah. It's like, this is my favorite one. So
Maybe you guys could do a trade for some food fighters or something. I don't know.
Ooh, yeah. 5 trades.
I think
Yeah.
they're both just about
David's
the same,
like,
and,
"Fuck."
same amount in rarity.
Jacob, don't do this to me. I told you not to. You bastard, you know? God, I didn't want to. That's that. I took a moment. I reflected on my life. I'm back. I want to promote my toy
Yeah.
line. So yeah, I was looking at my stuff and going like, oh, like I'm a creature, like I love, my passion is really like 80s and early 90s weird stuff. I still love Dragon Balls, even though I know it's like not really good, but still is like part of that was like the end of my childhood when I started going to like junior high and high school, you know, and
Right.
so that was like, anyways, I think you guys know, but I was looking at like, I've been working for, at that point, it was like 16 years in the industry, and I was like, oh, Marvel, DC, I kind of got like, I've been doing that so long. I'm like, what is it that makes me happy? You know, it's like, oh, I love animal things. Oh, I love evil bad guy looking thing. Like He-Man, it's like really hard to find cool heroes. It's like for every 9 cool villains, there's like maybe half of a cool good guy to me visually. You know, like I can just mouth
Buzz
off.
off.
Like, yeah. And maybe even the old Buzz Off, he has that weird, I mean, like, dude, look at that smile. It's like, what's he going to do if you left him alone with your children? You know what I mean? It's like, he's not a safe guy. You know, if he pulled up like with an ice cream truck, I'd be like, not your ice cream, sir. You know?
Right. I wouldn't leave him alone with Macaulay Culkin. You know,
Homemade.
with him.
Oh,
That
it's
smile
allergic.
is so creepy. But it's just like, so I always was like, man, I just want characters that could be good or bad. They just look cool. And then I was thinking like, also like, I love Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 5.5, part of 6. You know what I mean? Just like, I'm like, what do I like about Game of Thrones? I like that good guys become bad and bad guys become good. And then you have jerks that get jerkier and then good guys
Like
die.
wrestling.
Oh, good. What, like wrestling?
Like pro wrestling.
Like wrestling.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I
Face
felt I
turn,
missed the
heel
wrestling.
turn.
I missed the wrestling train. I missed like Power Rangers. I feel like now as an adult, I'm like, I think I would have really liked those. I feel like I could still get into them, but there's only like so many hours of the day, and I still have like a lot of other cartoons. I don't know. I just like, I hear awesome things about wrestling. I'm like, why don't I watch wrestling? I'm like, I just lose time.
Well, there's
So-
only so much. Exactly. There's only so much. Jacob, remember that time like I was kind of getting back into Power Rangers, and it was when we first started hanging out with Jay Key, and he was like, "Yeah, I just watched the first 80 episodes, and then I was done." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Then I decided I didn't like it.
I got through 2.
If you guys like haven't done like, because I never saw the show growing up, I was like just that weird age where I was like in junior high, I'm like, oh, that's lame, that's not cool anymore. I'm in junior high. Spawn's cool. That's when Spawn came into my life, you know.
Dude,
So I was
I'm
like,
with you.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like Image Comics, you know, Wetworks. What is this guy wear? Like cybernetic vampires, like
Yeah. I was just looking at my Wetworks #1.
yeah,
Today.
dude, it's fun.
Good
It's so
shout out.
that's like I love where I was born, like not the location, but like on the timeline. 'Cause I love that, like, you gotta enjoy the 90s weird, extreme Mountain Dew rollerblades, flaming hot taco, or whatever. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, like
You're describing the inside of our
Yeah.
brain.
Dude, it's like totally tubular.
yeah. So
I'm sitting here eating my Cool Ranch Doritos, and whoa, here comes Spawn on HBO Max. So I guess it was
yeah,
Yeah.
with rollerblades.
I don't
you
think it
know?
was HBO Max back then, right?
You had
Probably-
HBO
Yeah, I don't think
Max?
it was Max back
Okay.
then. Everything
Just yeah.
to the max. That's what it was.
I was at
Whoa.
Max's house watching HBO, and he, you know,
Yeah. There you go.
but yeah, so I was just like, what do I like and what do I not have? And so I started to think of like a formula, and it's like, oh, I just want to like mix and like 2 animals together, put them on like a buff body, make it slightly exaggerated, but not like street sharks with their like giant heads with like arms growing out of the heads. You know,
Right.
so it's like,
Yeah.
I like the more He-Man
Right.
angle, but I like a lot of Ninja Turtles, but it felt like there's an in-between that I wasn't really getting. So I just try to like merge those 2 together. And I feel like it's a slice that not a lot of people are hitting. Some people kind of are, and I totally get it. Like people love like hyper articulated stuff. To me, I'm like, I like it. And I put it there. And maybe because I come from like the statue world of like, there it is, I'm done. I'm not like sitting there fidgeting with them all the time. So I'm like,
Right.
I just want something like that. And I don't want to compromise like this cool arm anatomy to work in like a double jointed elbow or like a thing. You know, some like swivel arms it is. You know, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's
Well,
my compromise.
Yep.
I wanted to compliment you and ask you about that. This is what I was thinking about. So there's been so many, you know, the modern toy renaissance, right? Of hyper articulated, hyper sculpt, like, you know, very like buff bodies. We saw what the Brutal Realm guys did.
Yeah.
Congratulations to them. They absolutely killed it. We had them on the show. But you know, you see like the more modern 6 to 7 inch figures, a lot of people going in and doing these independent toy companies and being really successful. Animal Warriors of the Kingdom, obviously everything, Mythic Legions and all that. But there hasn't, Jacob, we talked about this very recently. I think your exact thing, you were like, how come nobody has done something like Kenner style or
Right.
Playmate style,
Yeah.
like a throwback modern vintage toys, basically. So I was really excited when I saw this because that is the total vibe that I get from
Yeah.
these.
Thanks. Yeah, and I didn't like go into it thinking that exactly, but like it kind of like looking at all the things I had, it just kind of like I do that when I work on anything. Kind of like put a lot of stuff in the back of my brain, just let it like sit and mull, and it like cooks, you know. And I'm like, oh, that's those are like the common denominators of things. Sometimes it's like I'm kind of an idiot. Sometimes it's like it'll be like right in front of my face. I'm like, what is it? I don't know what I like, you know. And then I just like, oh, that's it, you know. Like while I'm on the toilet, first thing in the morning, doom scrolling on Facebook, I'm like, that's what I like, you know.
That's where Bulltooth came from.
Yeah, just Bulltooth came from I need to amortize his tooling costs, so I need another head. So I'm like, Erwin, we need a variant. Damn it. So the rule with the variants are they have to look extra derpy. So like I'm trying to make the main characters look cool, but then the variants have to be like derps. So he's kind of like stupid, and then the nom nom is like biting on his tongue, and he has like one bulging eye. You can't really see the other eye there.
Yeah.
That's an acrylic cutout. I cheated. I didn't have enough time to 3D print and paint another one. So I just did like a render and did it on acrylic cutout, and I brought it to conventions, and it worked like shockingly good to kind of like show people it's coming.
That's awesome.
So I'm cheating a little bit. I'm faking it till I make it. Till I get that 120K, then I'm going to quit the internet. I'm going to run to a foreign country with everyone's money and not make money.
You heard it here
Scope-
first.
Back to where your career started.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the offering a little bit. So kind of going back to the top, because I was surprised. I was under the impression that you were just going to launch with these two figures, but there's a lot more here. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, I kind of had to. I went back and forth through the last week and a half. I probably shaved 20 years off my entire lifespan. I was like,
oh, me too.
What am I going to do? Oh my God. Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I charge $80? Do I charge $20? Everyone's like, you got to articulate them. I'm like, okay, maybe I should articulate them. And then I went through like everything. I'm like, if this isn't fund, it's going to be on the internet forever. Not funded. Failure. So I'm like, shit. So I was going through like all that. And I started to get numbers back from my production manager, who's Chris Garwich, who had the Biblical Adventure toy line. He works for the Four Horsemen.
Oh, we talked about those.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about those too. Yeah.
He's my production manager, and that was a fun how that happened. I was at a PowerCon, and I was there for Tweeterhead, but I also brought my Monsters stuff. I just kind of like put them out next to Tweeterhead. I'm like, screw it. And we had green room access. I've known the Four Horsemen guys for like 8 years.
Right.
And I was at lunch break, and Eric Treadaway was up there with like his wife and his 2 kids and a couple of people at like a giant table. I'm like, can I join you guys? I'm like, yeah, and so I was hanging out with him, and Eric's like, when's your Monsters happening? And he's been such a supporter of me. Like I'm like, dude, shut up. You don't like these? Like, no, I want these so bad. I'm like, well, if you want them, I'm not crazy. And that makes it feel better,
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is last August. Did any of you guys go to PowerCon? Were you guys there in Ohio?
No, unfortunately,
no.
A bunch of our listeners were there though.
Yeah, it was really cool. Val really went balls to the wall, like just back fence for everyone with that. I love Val, just does so much for everyone. Anyways, love Val. Right. Shout out to Val. Love you. But so I was in the green room, and then Eric was like, when do these happen? I'm like, dude, so because I just kept bringing the prototypes with me everywhere. And every year I'd be like, here they are. Here's one unpainted. The next I'm like, all right, here's this guy painting this guy. I just 3D printed this Cobra guy. And I don't know what I'm like. That's a great thing about technology now. You just 3D print stuff at any stage. Just kind of like gauge the audience.
Right.
You don't have to sculpt it in clay, mold it, get a resin casting. You're just like, all right, I spent a week on this 3D print and like show it and be like, am I insane? Not that that's what happened here. It was like many months, almost a year. But yeah, Eric saw him a couple different times and he's like, you have to make these. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to do production. Like, I have experience with resin collectibles, which is very different manufacturing wise than plastics, because plastics get into steel tooling and it's a totally different business model of like moving quantity and amortizing costs. I'm like, oh, math is hard. It's so hard. I ran
every day.
Guys, the last 2 days, I ran 8 different financial scenarios of how this could go. Like best case, worst case, not as bad case, like like break even case. Am I?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it was hard. I don't even know how to make a spreadsheet. I don't know how to use Excel really. So I was doing it.
We
all
know
on
a
Google.
chart guy if you need one.
Yeah, we got chart
Brian
guys.
Brink in the chat.
Hey,
Oh,
by the
really?
way,
Awesome.
so you mentioned you have a production manager for let me fill in the lay person.
Yeah.
Myself. So it's really important to have somebody with the experience on the production side of this stuff. I don't there's a lot of Kickstarters, a lot of people bring stuff to market, but I don't think people really understand just how complicated, how many things can go wrong, how many things do go wrong, and how important it is to have somebody who's kind of been there, done that, can maybe even be on the ground at the factories to keep up with, quality control and all that. But I mean, besides that, is it like a 2-man team? You're kind of doing this on your own, which is crazy.
Yeah, so I've been out of my own pocket up until recently, and I have a twin brother. We're fraternal, so we don't actually look alike. But
Okay.
he's like the smart one. He went to engineering school, got his master's in mechanical engineering, got his business degree at Northwestern University. I'm like, I hate you. He's like good looking, like all those things. You just like hate him.
Should have ate him in the wound, dude.
Yeah. So I made a joke at his wedding. I was the best man. I made a joke about absorbing our triplet, and his name was Chad in the first trimester. Like during my best man speech, my mom's like, "What are you doing?" And then everyone on my family side was like, "Did that really happen?"
Yeah, I remember it.
So, but he went to business school, and I've always been like, I always love learning more. So being I'm an artist originally, but like I know a lot of artists are just horrible business people. I'm like, my path is to be that bridge between douchebag suit person that doesn't understand artist, and then artist who hates douchebag suit person. Like there's gotta be someone that can like balance the two, can understand both points of view. So I've always been there. My brother, so I was picking his brain because he paid tons of money to go to this really fancy business school. So I'm like, teach me free shit. So he's like, let me teach you about sunk cost. I'm like, okay. He's like, sunk cost. He gave me this example of like, sunk cost is like, let's say you bought a concert ticket, right? You bought 2 concert tickets. You bought them, no refunds. But then like this business opportunity comes up that's too good, right? Like this other better opportunity. You're like, well, I can't do that because I already bought this ticket. It's like, dude, that ticket's already bought. You can't get a refund on it, and this other opportunity is better. You do the other better opportunity because you can't let like your invested money and hold you back. If that makes sense, right? It's like the money's thing.
That's such a good lesson. That's like a good life lesson because people will pivoting is really hard, right?
Yeah, totally. They feel I've done this. I have to commit. It's like
yeah. We've learned that a lot with just from podcasting. Not that we can call this a money making scheme because it's not. I've always
saw you guys pulled all your free toys. You guys are rich as shit, and I hate you.
I know you should.
Just memories.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm an elephant. I remember from 10 minutes ago when you opened toys.
Speaking of elephants,
oh yeah, we
yeah. So that was my brother said was like sunk cost. And I'm like, okay. So I just use that for like everything I spend money. I'm like, sunk cost. He's like, no, don't do that. you learned incorrectly. So like the last
that's really funny.
I've done tons of money into making these. Like, I mean, just because I'm like, this is like, I just wanted them. And I'm like, well, so I'm not actually factoring any of the up to this point on the toy costs into like my production costs. I'm like, that was just for me. Like if I didn't make these, that's money I would have spent. So when I'm doing all my math on this Kickstarter, I'm like ignoring money.
Right. You can't factor in what you've already come out of pocket for.
Yeah. So
okay. Hey, your brother sounds smart. Sounds like
he is smart.
You kind of learned some of his tricks.
If you guys need a business person on your channel sometime, let me know. He's really good at talking. He'll be like, all right, let me tell you about comparative bias. Let me tell you about, just all these things. You could be like, oh my God. And if you guys need it, if you just want like, hey, new lesson Wednesdays or something, like learn,
new lesson
learn something new,
We're educating people.
Yeah.
Well, surrounding ourselves with smart people has been very beneficial for us. Because at the end of the day, we make fun of toy collectors every week for the sad comments they leave on Instagram pages, but at the end of the day, that's just us.
We're the saddest ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nobody's
That's been a
sadder
real
than us.
fun one is going back and watching some of the other lives I've been on and reading the comments. And some people are like, oh, these need more articulation. What a wasted opportunity. I'm like, I'm kind of like
Dude,
approaching it
there's-
Larry David style. Like,
Yeah.
You mean people are gonna have
Yeah.
opinions on your thing? I
Yeah.
can't.
yeah.
believe
Yeah, I
Shoulda-
was like already
shoulda
saying, like,
missed.
man, the joint queens are not going to be happy with this line.
Ooh, joint queens. I like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
I-
Yes.
That's-
yeah.
You can use that. Feel free. Take it.
Yeah, the guys who spend a lot of
Dude.
alone time with
With
articulation
what?
porn.
Keep going, Craig.
Articulation porn.
Oh, figure arts, you're doing it for me.
Oh god damn it. Okay, so let's talk about the actual figures that are part, like, what if people are, first of all, you can go to Kickstarter. Let me put the link in the chat here. We'll also link it. All right, let me make sure that
Craig,
there's
if you
no-
could just leave the link as your name for the next 3 weeks on all your podcasts, that'd be great. If you could
I
just
will-
do that, that'd
We
be
can do
great. I'd really
I-
appreciate
Hey,
it.
we can
Thank
put
you.
it.
Yeah.
We can drop that in the description every week.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
will. We can say, "Let me practice." Hey, tonight's episode is brought to you by Monstors, the new Kickstarter for David Igo, 18 years in the industry, and now he's venturing out on his own. We've got sharks mixed with other things. It's crazy. Look at him go.
I love it. I
Okay.
love it.
It
He
could
ate
be
his
this
triplet in the
or
womb.
this.
I'm gonna need
Right?
that Batman toy to protect myself from all this praise raining on me. Just like
Yeah. The
Yeah, I'll send you that
Batman
too.
umbrella for all the praise.
All right, so when people go to the page and
Yeah.
listen, first of all, we're not going to educate you on how Kickstarters work. If you don't understand crowdfunding in 2024, then I'm sorry. Then you must not
Yeah.
buy anything from Hasbro.
Anyone.
what's crazy is I don't know if you guys ever ran a Kickstarter, but I was like, oh, this will be easy. Just upload all your shit. You have to upload it like 4 different ways. You have to be like, I woke up like yesterday. I was up at 7:30 a.m. worked until 4:30 a.m. this morning on getting ready for this thing. Like literally, like
Wow.
half an hour dog walk, half an hour lunch break, half an hour dinner break, and then 4:30 I crashed. Woke up at 6:30 this morning because we were supposed to go live at 9, so I took like 2-hour power nap. And me and my friend Lauren, who's helped me run this, we're just like, all right, this should be easy. Let's plug all the information in. Nope. It's like, what the fuck? Like, you had to like put it here, and then we're like, all right, we got it all. We finally figured all this out, and we launched like an hour and a half late, and then we just immediately, like, it was crazy. We hit launch, and it was like, you have $1,200 already. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, it was just like crazy to me that like someone was just like ready,
Waiting for
and just like
Yeah.
did it. But then
That's awesome.
all the comments were like, why aren't there? I just was like, oh, I did it wrong. And I didn't put anything like in the main campaign. I was like, oh, this will probably reshare here. Nope. You have to
Yeah.
you have to repost all your shit from there in there. So I got back from my dog walk with like all this hate mail already. I'm like, thank you for your feedback. We're on it. Just like
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna get a nap. I didn't get a nap today. I'm still operating on the 2 hours of sleep. I thought I was like gonna be able to do it, but I'm like, no, I did this Kickstarter wrong. I should just fix this. So I fixed it, and yeah, it was a lot. But then it was fun because I didn't know too. I thought in Kickstarter, like the pledges, you could actually like put them in whatever order you wanted to. So I'm kind of like a super Nazi about like organization about things, and they're like, nope, it will just put it in dollar amount. So fuck your bronze level 1, bronze level 2, silver 1, silver 2. We're gonna go bronze 1, silver 1, bronze 2, gold 1, silver 3. I'm like, this isn't in order. I was so mad. I was so I gotta do that in the actual campaign thing. I'm like, this is where I get my control back. Thank you.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, I've never run a Kickstarter, but I've heard that story from many people, and
Mhm.
I don't actually find the Kickstarter pages to be that easily navigatable. So you got to really kind of poke around and look for everything. But we got the Shamu figure here, which is kind of like, would you say he's like your gold star, like launch figure? Like this is the
him
guy?
and Saint Cobra, they're like equal. It's supposed to be like I don't even know a good compare, like 2 Ninja Turtles, you know, like instead
Or
of
like
4.
He-Man Skeletor, would that be like your launch dudes?
So this is fun. We can have a whole nother discussion about my views on He-Man, because I'm like, you went like, is this like Skeletor's so cool? It's like Skull Guy, you know, different colors. Like, and here's a buff blonde guy.
The hero.
That's it. I'm like, you could have given him like cool tattoos or cool like, no, he's a blonde. I'm like, anyways, but yeah, I would say if He-Man looked cooler and then Skeletor, that might be fighting words. I don't know. I would say if Trap John and Skeletor were both good and bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Well, at least that's what I was going for, you know. I don't know.
So we got Shamumu, we've got Sting Cobra, and then Bulltooth.
Yeah, the derp. He's a derp number 1.
He's really cool. I like the color scheme on that. And then we'll keep going here. We've got Venom.
I think it's in the campaign page too. If you want to see like a full image of them, Craig. Yeah. So it's like, oh, there they are. Oh, there he is next to figures. That's the break. There's the oars, and then Erwin drew that like Predator moment, like, you son of a bitch. I'm like, can you draw this but Monstors? So he did that for me like last night at 3 a.m.
I love that.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, there's a full picture of it. Yeah,
good,
there you go.
Good looking. Good look at it here. The colors are amazing. The colors are like, you know, it just reminds me of 1993. It's like, I've got my Charlotte Hornets jacket. I'm sipping on Capri Suns.
It looks like you're opening a packet of shark bites and you get all great white sharks, and that's the feeling.
Yeah, good. Shark bites are awesome.
Yeah.
This guy makes me think that maybe he's like not the Sting Cobra, but the Shamumu looks like maybe he's a mutated version of the orca that's like sinking all those boats right now. That's how I like to think of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Dude, that would be
dude, I love that orca.
Yeah.
Do we think it's just one orca? There's just one orca.
Well,
He's
maybe
so
it's
bad.
multiple. It's multiple, but this is the leader. You know,
Right.
Clearly the
he's
leader.
the one just pointing his anchor. He's like, go there.
Yeah,
Go there.
Sink that boat.
Go there. Yeah.
They
That's
look
his anchor
very rich.
My
of
children.
control. You know, like he's like Aquaman, and then that's his like tool
Yeah.
to like, you know.
Sting Cobra, very cool. And then there's like different ways that you can back it. You can do a donation. You can, you know, double up on the figures. Bulltooth. I love just seeing because to me, anytime I find a Kickstarter like this, I'm like, I want the all-in bundle. I want one of everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what
we love you, Craig. You know, we love people like you. I love. You know who I don't love are the people that harass me, ask me a million questions. They end up buying like, okay, well, I'll think about it. Then they never they're like, oh, you should do a shirt of this. I would totally buy a shirt. It's like, I'm not making shirts. You stop.
Yeah.
Leave me alone. I got shit to do, bro. I got a full-time job and this to do.
Have you even thought about writing 12 original songs and recording them and putting them on vinyl? Have you even thought about it?
Actually, I was on with like Mad Hatter and Retro J like the other day, and they're like, "Oh, rap!" And I tried to rap, and I failed miserably. So I'm going to, before this Kickstarter is over, I'm going to have a Monstors song or a rap. It's gonna be a short bit.
Yeah.
It's gonna be one of my updates. It's like one of my.
Well, you
gonna
need like
do
a
it.
theme song, right? Like as if it was a show. Like I think an action figure line deserves its own intro music.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
Hey, and if you're doing it with Hatter, you're in good hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's great at that kind of stuff.
Great.
Oh, he's been great. He was actually my first like stranger supporter, if that makes sense. Like usually, like I've been. I hate saying this. I feel like every time I say this, I'm like patting I've been in this industry for 18 years. I know a ton of people, but it's like when you get to know a lot of people, you're just worried people like giving you pats on the back, and you're just like my mom. Like, Mom, I love you, but I know you'll love anything I do, right? But it's cool when like a complete stranger comes up to you at DesignerCon, like, what is this? This is awesome. And then you just talk to him and he's recording you. And then after DesignerCon, you go home and 2 weeks later when your friend's like, dude, you're mentioned on Mad Hatter reviews and everyone's comment. So I go to this video. I'm like, what is this? Because I'm newer. I'm an idiot with the toy collecting online community. I don't know I'm like really dumb. Like, who do I talk to about this? Like you guys, you know? I'm getting to know you guys. I like you guys. You guys are cool. We should hang out sometime. Have a Subway. You know?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, wait a minute. So,
long.
where in the country are you?
I'm in Northridge, California. So like
Okay.
LA.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Will somebody
Okay.
look up if they have subways there?
Yeah.
I think they do. I think there's a couple.
Okay, cool.
Hey, we know there's a Subway there because one time we left the Ghostbusters 2016 premiere to go eat at Subway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So someone that used to live in my neighborhood is someone that has don't kill me, but my brain's not locked in. But the Ghostbusters car, they actually have like they have
one.
yeah, they have a drivable one, and they would bring
Oh.
it to Monsterpalooza. They lived in my neighborhood like 4 houses away from me. I'm like, that's at Monsterpalooza every year, and it was cool. They lived here, you know.
That's
They
cool.
had
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know the name. I'm like, I'm an idiot. But
No, you're not. It's
You're
cool.
good.
so so I try to be like not an idiot with the variants on this either. I just didn't want variants for variants' sake. So I went from like 8 different ideas. I think I got down to 5.
Okay.
And one I thought would be cool is like Shamumu painted like Sting Cobra, and then Sting Cobra painted like Shamumu.
Oh,
So if
yeah.
someone like wanted a Shamumu, then wanted Sting Cobra colored like him, they can mix and match, and it would still match. So this is
This one's
a-
really cool.
a super
That's
rough
cool.
Photoshop mock-up of what it would be. So I'm actually going to be like editing. Even the Shamumu above didn't have his weapon paint. It was like gray. I'm like, I hope no one notices, but this will look way better when it's painted. It's just like
No. it's
gray
great.
anchor. It's part of the story narrative, obviously. You know, like he just.
I love his feet. I love his hooves.
Yeah.
That was Irwin's idea because I'm like, I want to orca cow. He's like, oh shoot, hooved feet, webbed hands. So I'm like,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Are you guys
orcas
familiar
aren't
with
cows
Irwin?
of the sea.
I was about to say the same damn thing, Ryan.
who are?
Whales.
Yeah, orcas. They're the
Oh,
cows
I
of
was-
the sea.
I
Mm.
thought I thought manatees were literally sea cows, aren't
They are.
manatees?
Yep. They are.
I'm sorry.
We're going based on coloration.
Am I not allowed to be
Yeah.
here anymore? Did I just correct you in public? Am I?
No.
Yeah.
Fuck
We're
that
all
Dave guy.
wrong.
He corrected me with his knowledge of nerdy
Actually-
animals.
Actually,
All right, here we go. This
Can
is
you
what
milk
this
a
is-
manatee?
Can you milk a manatee? I'm gonna try. Next manatee
Yeah,
I find, with his little teeth, milk it. Milk
Um,
it angrily.
The glow in the dark Shmumu is awesome. This is
Yeah,
great.
and that's we're gonna approach that like how like NECA and Super 7 does like the ejection, you know, like it's gonna be
Yeah.
injected glow with some
Yeah.
dark, so like that's
Right.
what I'm going for. So that's like a Photoshop mock-up, but that would be the goal, you know, like the
Mhm.
target.
So you
In
got
case you guys couldn't tell, that was shitty Photoshop because my garage door obviously glows in the dark too.
I thought it
Oh, I
glowed
think
so hard that
looks
it just
good.
made- that's just
Yeah.
from the glow.
translucent Kickstarter exclusive. This is
Oh, wow.
awesome.
Yeah, those were the sculptor who helps me out, Tiago Zenabini. He did those in like this rendering program called Keyshot. And I'm just like, that looks infinitely better than I could have done in Photoshop with like, you know, my limited knowledge. So,
That does not look like a digital render. That looks awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah, it
Keyshot
looks
is like a
good.
really good digital rent. You basically can take a 3D model, put it in a room, and say, sundown 6 p.m. on a Wednesday in the middle of summer. It's like, boom, there's your lighting. You're just like, what the shit? And like, it's insanely stupid good. So he found this material combo to give me like this look. So I was super excited. So those are our
they
Kickstarter
look great.
exclusives. Then we have sticker packs. Not a lot of people buy sticker packs. I'm like, just in case, I'm gonna probably just
Well,
toss a
that way
bunch.
someone could put them on their shirt.
That's what I was.
That's where stickers go
There's a
on
t-shirt
clothing.
kit.
They stay
Yeah.
really good there.
Yeah.
Jacob, we love sticker packs, do we not?
Yeah, who
Love
doesn't?
stickers. Yeah.
And so if you
Um,
see me at a con and if you've bought this toys, you don't have to buy the sticker. I will just be like, if you're like, oh, I support your Kickstarter, and I see you and I have sticker packs on me, I'm gonna throw one at your face. So you just get 'em.
Ooh, little companions variants.
Oh,
So what
catchy.
Yeah, the Keshi color because they come with
That's
the
cool.
guys. But then some people I know just like I have a ton of like Keshi figures. I know people love like the flesh color classic muscle
Mhm.
tone. So the goal is to go for like that, you know. So if people just want that, they can buy just that, not have to worry about getting like Shamumu or Sting Cobra.
And then you got a weapons pack.
Yeah. So one of my pet peeves with weapons is like when they try to make hands like this, they can put weapons in and out, and then they don't really hold them well, you know. So
Oh, yeah.
The hands are gonna be closed circle fists, and the weapons are gonna be a universal handle, and they're like 2 parts, like burp, and then
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
You run into
Oh,
that
cool.
with
Nice.
lightsabers often, yeah.
yeah. No, there's no leg articulation. I got in a huge argument with a guy at PowerCon last year, like literally 45 minutes. I watched like I was like, how long has this guy been here? And he was like, you got to do more articulation. And he's like, well, at least the legs. I'm like, why? He's like, you just got to. I'm like, all right, classic He-Man, classic Ninja Turtles. Like when I get my Stinkor, I'm like, all right, leg articulation. You know, you put him on a flat surface. If his legs are slightly wonky, they just like you can't like pose him kicking. You're not like, oh, here's my kick pose.
Yeah.
You know,
Has anybody ever tried to stand up like half of the original Playmates Ninja Turtles figures? Like,
yeah. So that's why I made Sting Cobras, because I love Scale Tail, but he has like that weird snake leg, and you can't get him to not lean to the side.
Gotcha.
You know, so it's like I want legs. And the only reason why they have leg articulation is so you can sit them on like a robotic horse or like a vehicle. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing vehicle, so no leg articulation. And they have bases just in case, you know? I just want
right,
like,
those are cool.
I'm going to make them as, I want earthquakes to happen and your whole toy collection falls and then Monsters are standing. You know?
That's gonna be the pull
Yeah.
quote. David Igo
Yeah.
wants more
Little
earthquakes.
Oh,
He
Yeah.
likes
I
them.
want. So,
So this is amazing. So I'm gonna put the link in
Thanks.
again.
thanks, man.
What I love too is that this is just the first day, and you know these things take time. I mean, we followed the Brutal Realm guys, and like, I mean, they were chugging along, and then in just the last week, it just absolutely exploded.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, congratulations on this launch.
Yeah.
This is really, really cool.
Very cool stuff.
And how long
Thanks,
does
man.
this go to? You've got 30 days.
Yeah, I forgot if it's October 9th or October 10th. They told me, and I think it ends at noon. I have to check again because I want to make a post like, this is when it ends. But their Kickstarter is good at like, 48 hours. So you
Right,
kind of
yeah.
know
right.
exactly when it's going to end. But I'm going to be annoying as fuck about it for the next like 4 weeks. It's like, I'm going to be everywhere. I'm going to be up in people's faces. I have flyers. Legit, I made flyers. I'm going to go to all my shops with like stack of flyers for you. And, you know, just like, I'm going to be.
That's great.
Be, you know, there and
Yeah.
have something new to share on everything. So it's not just the same thing. I want people
Right.
to be like, what's Dave going to teach me about what he stole from his twin brother's expensive business school this time? You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's funny.
You know?
And then I think you're going to be doing Geeked Out Life this week, right?
Yeah.
Ooh, watch out
I have
for
my
that
schedule
guy.
right in front of me. It's somewhere,
Yeah.
but Jay,
Care-
that's Jay,
yeah,
right?
careful
I'd
for
like Jay.
Be
Yeah.
careful.
Yeah.
Be careful over there.
Yeah. Is he
Yeah.
mean?
Well, he's just.
Oh, he's so mean.
Is he
Don't
smell?
say shit
Does he
over
not
there.
smell?
Oh yeah, you can't cuss over there, but it's a great show. We love Jay.
No, we love Jay. Yeah.
Davey Sockrocker with the super chat. Thank you. I saw on your Instagram you had a statue of a Monster Mash statue. Will that
Yeah.
possibly be a figure in this line or a later Kickstarter tier?
So this is where I got a little over ambitious with like what I want to do. So and guys, tell me if I'm like going over because I'm like I can go on, you know.
No,
but
we've got a
basically-
couple minutes. Yeah, no, you're good.
Cool. So Monstors is like where it started. I'm like, that'll be my company name. Then I realized, oh, that's the brand. Like Monstors, like my Ninja Turtles or my Mario Brothers. I need my Nintendo. So Igo Stuff was my temporary LLC name just because I needed something. And I'm like, fuck, Igo Stuff. That way it could be anything. Stuff could be movies, could be food fighters, could be toys. You know, it
Food
could
is
be
fun.
anything. So like stuff. And then when Monsters started to happen, I was like, well, I have these other things. I have this other IP called Kaiju Doom. I heard Jacob might like Kaiju stuff, or someone
yeah.
does, if I misheard.
yeah.
So I have this. This is my first
What
license.
the fuck?
Yeah, this is my.
Ah,
That's amazing.
Oh,
This is
That's
produced
cool.
by a company called Acro. They're a Japanese company, so it's actually like Sofubi. I'm like, yeah, you know. So,
Yeah.
and this is
Yeah.
another weird. Like, I just want these things. I just paid my buddy. Is this artist Paul Komoda? He's awesome. And I taught him ZBrush on these projects. I was gonna make them like this big, like they're supposed to be like. That's why they're super stylized, like big hands and stuff. I have him and I have this fire guy too. But then
Wow.
so that's where I realized like
That's intense.
this doesn't work with Monsters. So I'm like, these are two
Right.
different things. I try to like split things up. So Monster Mash was my buddy Mark Newman, who's like a really awesome, really well-known like artist, designer, sculptor. And he's like, we should work on some together. And like I'm like, all right, well, I have this. We both came up with like this idea together of like a monster made of monsters. Oh yeah, that's my personal. That's my God. So that's my take on Godzilla. I haven't seen a Godzilla with wings. I just made a Godzilla with wings.
That's
No,
that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Fun
great.
alliteration. Love it.
So on my Monstors, like the old Instagram history has like Kaiju Doom on there because it's supposed to be like a Monstor, but it didn't really make sense. And this Monster Mash was kind of Monstors, but so that's becoming kind of like my Igo Stuff artist one-off. So like I worked with Mark Newman on this Monster Mash. It's a two-headed, it's a Frankenstein's monster, Gillman head, Gillman arm, Metalluda mutant arm. It's like a
Oh, we got to see that.
Shit.
yeah,
I
it's
need to
so it's
see
on the
this.
Monster or the Igo Stuff or Monstors not Kickstarter. Sorry, my brain's all over the place.
Instagram?
But so I was trying to like, so Mark's awesome, and I'm like, I got to focus on this first, and we'll figure out how to make this next because that's like its own thing. But I already jumped ahead, and my buddy Dan Catcher, who's another amazing artist, he designed and sculpted the dragons for Game of Thrones seasons 2 through 8. So he's like, we call him the father of dragons because that's like his baby. But he was in between jobs. He's like, I really want to do something in the toy world. I'm like, well, we should do some super deformed shit together. Yes, that's the Monster Mash guy.
That
So-
thing's awesome.
That's
So
awesome.
he's bigger. He's like a I call him Groman scale because it was supposed to count. I have a ton of James Groman stuff. I love his stuff. I wanted like to do something that could fit that, size, style, like super deformed, kind of like super push expressive stuff. So
That's awesome.
I hit up my buddy Dan and we're like, hey, I have this monster mash. Do you want to do a dinosaur mash? We did a dinosaur made of dinosaurs and it looks kind of like a Godzilla. It's not supposed to be, but it's like a T-Rex head with Stegosaurus back plates and it has like a Stegosaurus tail and it has an Ankylosaur arm. So it's like the back.
Wait, can we see? Where can we see that? Oh,
That's
wait.
Igo Stuff Instagram. I don't think
Oh, I
posted
got it.
anything
I got
for
it.
the
I
video.
got it. I think this is what I'm looking at. Oh, you're tapping into some interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where I realized like I'm doing way too much shit. I need to like pull back a little bit. So I'm focusing on a couple things. Those are just like sitting in the hopper. Yes, that's Dino Mash.
Ooh.
And he's also
That's so
big
cool.
too. He's also like this big. Like he's a chunk. Nice,
That's
nice
amazing.
chunky boy.
Oh yeah.
And his colors are insane. His colors are really out there. Actually, Dan, the guy who sculpted it, it's weird. Like he reminds me of like a younger Larry David, just more aggro. Like he's like a New York Jew type A personality. I love him. A lot of people don't like him because he's like, oh, what's this? This is like he's zero filter, exactly like Larry David. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he hated working on this thing with me the whole. He does realistic dragons, and that's not right anatomy. I'm like, dude, we're gonna put a splattered pterodactyl on the shoulder pad. We're gonna give him skulls on skulls, and he's like, this is stupid. The whole time we were working on it together, he was like bitching about it. Then when I got 3D printed, showed to him, he's like, all right, this is cool. I'm like, I know it's cool.
Yeah.
We painted it, and it's all these wacky colors. It's almost like Voltron, where like every body part's like a different color.
Sure,
but
sure.
it seems together a bit more, but it's really bright, wacky shit. And he's like, I hate this. I hate, like every time I showed him anything, he's like, I hate this. And then when he finally held it in his hand, he's like, oh, this looks pretty cool. I'm like, I know it does. Leave me alone, you negative bastard, So
Wolfden Collectible says I have a store in Gadsden, Alabama. If you want to send me some flyers and info,
oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
you guys connect.
Oh, yeah.
Jake, we'll have to get David over to Monster Island one of these days.
Yeah, talk
Sounds
about
like you
some
guys have a lot
Safubi.
in
Yeah.
common.
So I'm a Safubi idiot. This is like I'm the
That's
guy
okay.
that's
So are these three.
Not an idiot. I have some stuff.
Oh, I am. 100%.
So I'm a new Godzilla fan. Like I saw I think like I never got like Godzilla was also one where like I missed it. Like in
Right.
college I was just like I can't watch this stuff. It looks, you know what I mean? Like it's just I was in a weird headspace. Now like I love it, but I'm like catching up on stuff.
Okay.
Like
Yeah. I'm the same way.
the hero of Kaiju Doom. This is the guy who's gonna fight those guys. He's like my Ultraman meets.
Yeah,
Dude,
I can tell.
This stuff is
Fun.
crazy.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
It's fucking
That's
awesome.
so
I mean, you guys would probably be like, "Oh yeah, Attack on Titan, Curse of Spawn, Ultraman, Guyver." I mean, there's no Guyver in here. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's no.
No Guyver in there. It's 100% original. Everything is 100. that's again, like, tell me to shut up, Craig, whenever you need to. But like, I find a lot of people, like, if I brought, like, when I brought Shamumu to the first designer con, people were really like, oh, Street Sharks, he was on his own, and I get it.
Right.
And I think a lot of other creators would have been like, just like, oh, it's not Street Sharks, it's my own thing. And I like leaned into it. I'm like, that's like like you're making people happy, just tapping into their nostalgia. I'm like, so how do I make it not just
Hey,
Street Sharks in your head?
That reminds me of Jake. Remember that guy at a Dragon Con, the DuckTales guy?
I want to know more about this
Yes,
now.
I do.
So I'll just tell this little story real quick. So there's this guy in the artist alley, and I guess he was an original comic artist for the international comics that predated DuckTales, right? So he was kind of like an originator. Of,
Super like awesome artwork. Like
Unbelievable
his stuff
artwork.
was so good. It's literally like the original. It's like not DuckTales, but it's what the DuckTales show was based on.
it
Gosh.
is. And it
Don
is
Rosa?
his.
But it's
Yeah, that's who.
Yes, that's
who
him.
it is. That's who it is.
Yeah,
but
okay.
it's DuckTales.
But he's got this
It is.
sign.
It is.
He's got this,
Well, don't
and then
say
I guess
that
when
to him, dude.
when
Yeah.
DuckTales came out, he was like, "Fuck that." I guess he
Yeah.
probably didn't get paid for it. Is what it seems like. But he's old now. He's like 90. He's got this sign on his booth that says, "This is not DuckTales."
Yeah,
And
it's
then-
like an explanation
Yeah,
of like why it's not DuckTales.
Yeah.
and any time it said DuckTales, it was in like quotes.
Quote.
You know,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then anytime somebody would walk by his booth, you'd hear someone go, "Oh, cool, DuckTales,"
DuckTales.
and
Yeah.
he would look up and just point to the sign.
Dude,
I wish
So
I wish you
bad.
would get up, get in front of them, like stop, and then point them, like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, nonverbal.
it was
And
very
I-
funny.
Hey, I'm
To
gonna
me,
say
that's
those comics, those old Donald Duck comics,
Yeah,
are way better than they should be.
I bet they're great.
I
They
mean,
are-
dude,
They're
Hal
amazing. and
got a-
without those, he should be proud of DuckTales being based off his work.
I think he should too.
But
And
anyways,
his work is
I
great.
digest.
His work is really great.
I understand because I've dealt with a lot of artists too that are like in their later years. Then
Yeah.
it happens all the time. Like people like Marvel's making billions of dollars off of stuff like a character some guy created. Like that, even the Nike swoosh guy got paid $25 like 80 years ago to
Right.
draw it, and then it's like, so I get that's like an opposite thing where it's like if I work my ass off, get zero recognition, someone copies me essentially, and then they blow up and they get rich. It's kind of like, man, F this. And I totally get that. And it kind of, and it happens with a lot of other things. So like, that's when I approach IP, I try to really make sure like, is there inspiration here that's obvious? But then is there enough in the DNA that makes it truly its own thing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
again, like I love some of the other independent toys I've seen recently, but it's like, yeah, you can't do anything past that now because that toy is great. But then if you try to make a cartoon show of that toy, then that's when Warner Brothers is going to come say, you can't do that. That's too
This
close
is
on.
right. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. No, I totally get that, and that's why I think what you're doing is really cool, and it's completely
Thanks.
unique and original. And we're rooting for you. We're gonna promote this every week, like the weather on Howard Stern, every 15 minutes
Love it.
on the hour. David, before we let you go, anything else? Any last minute plugs? Anything you need to get off your chest?
Man, well, so much to get off my chest. Let's talk about global economics and the election. No, I'm kidding. Let's not.
Yes, let's do that. I'm down.
No, but I super appreciate you guys. It's awesome getting to meet you guys and hang out.
Yeah.
It feels like I immediately like, oh, I just gained 4 new friends today. This
Yeah,
is
dude.
awesome. I'm
It's not every
like,
day you
Yeah,
make
dude.
4 new friends.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Not every day. I just keep making my wife's
Not
like a
every-
super introvert. She's like, stop making friends. You have too many.
I haven't said
Yeah.
that about Craig.
You're gonna invite them all to the wedding too. She's like, our wedding list got like huge. She's like, everyone you say hi to and you meet is going to the wedding. You can't.
Every Kickstarter backer gets
Yeah.
an invite.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pledge. Oh, you bought the all-in gold +1. You get a wedding invitation.
A
It's
stretch
no
goal.
bar.
There's a
Yeah,
stretch
stretch-
goal where you could sit at the what's that head table at the wedding where the bride and groom sit with the party. You can
Oh,
sit
dude, that
there.
would be.
You can
Mhm.
sit
I-
at
so-
sit at the party table.
Mhm.
So-
Get to
yeah,
do
so
So
a
there was
speech.
So
there was one
yeah,
guy.
no, with all the we're
Sorry,
talking at the same time. We're like paused. We start. We pause. We start. Dave, you go.
All right. There is one family friend of a friend. I don't want to say who, but he's pretty well off. And I jokingly told the person I know that knows me, gets my sense of humor. I'm like, if he just throws $80,000 to this Kickstarter to help it fund, I will put his name on the box, just like sponsored by. Just like people like, I thought this is Monsters gonna have his name on it. So
and we changed the name.
Wants their name on the Monsters box, I will whore this out.
We'll do it.
Previously called Monsters. What's it called
Now
now?
called Patrick.
Patrick Daniels.
Jack Smith.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's funny.
Now
No,
bold.
David.
When we all go
Yeah.
to your wedding, we're all gonna live stream it. All the toy tubers.
That's great. Bring the toys too.
Jay,
Yeah.
Mega J, the other J. There's some other J's in there.
I was emailing both Jays. I didn't know them, and they're both like Geek Dad and Geek, like his Retro J's email is also like Geek Den. I'm like,
Geek Den
They're the
Live.
same guy.
yeah, it's so similar.
Den.
Don't you know?
What's the difference between a den and a living room? Well, here's the deal, everybody. We're actually almost at time here.
I didn't even plug it. I'm sorry. At the Monsters on Instagram and
Yeah,
I'm
fuck yeah.
on Twitter. Yeah, that's it. That's my plug
Cool.
on Instagram. The
Jacob,
Kickstarter.
I know we didn't get. There's a bunch of stuff we wanted to talk about tonight that we didn't get to, but that's okay because we do this every week and there's plenty of time. We should. Yeah, we can go for a little few more. David, you're more than welcome to keep hanging out. If you have to bail, you can also do that.
Or you can go to bed.
Or you could get some sleep. I don't want to tell you what to do, but we'll probably go for a few more minutes. We should say that the Kickstarter does go for 29 more days, and we've linked it multiple times. The link will be in the description. And we're super excited for you in this project. I cannot wait to see it.
Thanks.
You know, I think by the end you'll be wearing like tuxedos and like probably have a stretch limo and like
Dude,
you'll
like
eat
that
olives
khakis.
out of the jar.
It's like that meme where it's like if I won the lottery, like I wouldn't say it, but you would know. It'd be like if my project funds and goes triple stretch goal, I'm not gonna say anything, but there will be signs, you know?
Yeah,
You'll look like
Yeah.
Mr. Peanut with like the top hat and the monocle.
Yeah,
and
you'll be
like,
wearing a cap.
You'll talk different. Yes,
Dude.
these are Monsters, and they come with these little.
I literally wore shorts to my backyard wedding, so I'm so never gonna be that I'm shorts at my own wedding person, you know. I'm like
That's cool.
well, maybe if there was a monocle that like if my like I would sport a monocle if like my eye goes if one eye goes bad, I need a monocle, I would do it, and then I would lean into that, you know. Just like I get a monocle now.
That's great.
I have I have a huge head, like a physically large head. Like when I get a photo next to my twin brother, it looks like I'm like leaning in. It's like not the case.
Yeah, welcome to the. Yeah, I understand this. When I wear a snapback hat, it's on like the last thing.
Yeah, dude, but I have a weird shaped head, and I shaved my head one time because I was like just really curious. I have like this weird dip in my head, so I'm like, oh, if I go bald, I'm gonna be a hat person for the rest of my life because I do not have an attractive shaped head without hair. Like I see people that complain about like, oh, I'm balding. I just go up to them, I touch their head, I'm like, your head is perfectly shaped, you know?
It's round,
Yeah.
beautiful.
How dare you?
Yeah, like hair is temporary. Your perfectly shaped head I want to touch is forever, you know?
Mhm.
So it's something to think about, guys, you know? For
We're
all of you
thinking.
baldies out there.
We're thinking
Embrace
about it.
We're all getting there.
We're all thinking about it a little
I'm
bit.
I'm already there. I just wear a hat so I can.
Ryan's a hat guy.
Ryan's
Well,
a hat.
no,
Ryan,
I actually have-
Ryan,
actually-
he's literally talking to you, Ryan.
I know, I'm like,
I
you know, like when you
I have a
do the
really,
hat,
dude. I have a gorgeous shaped head.
You
But
have a
I
great.
make people pay for that. Like you want to see it, you got to pay.
Mhm.
Okay.
All
that
right.
I'll
is-
wear like if
you can have an
If you're doing
OnlyFans
extreme
page.
and this is like a
Head.
Patreon episode, bang, no hat
Mm-hmm.
every time.
Or an OnlyFans, you could do it. But I mean, there's
Only
gonna
head.
be guys too that like it gets in that weird territory where they're not gay, but they have head shape envy. I'm gonna be first in line, be like, I would pay money to just like, oh, I wish I had that.
Head shape envy.
Yeah.
I loved that band. They were from Ohio.
They were at Coachella. Yeah.
So
I saw them
okay,
play in Seattle.
they Alice in Chains opened for them. Can you believe it?
Yeah, that's right.
So, all right, we should say this. Jacob, do you have sad comments?
Got a couple.
You got a couple. Okay, so we'll do sad comments. We didn't get to the Beetlejuice stuff, but listen, it's the number one movie in the country. We'll talk about Beetlejuice toys next week. PulseCon is this Friday, Hasbro PulseCon. So we'll have coverage of that. I don't know if we're gonna do I'm not getting a sense that it's gonna be that big of a thing. Like they're gonna have some reveals throughout the event, but it seems like a little bit more low key than years past. But Ryan, I know that you wanted to do a state of Star Wars pretty soon, so that's gonna happen at some
That'll be
point.
short.
I think Star Wars will be short. I don't know. I think the one thing I'm most excited about with PulseCon, I think, is the Marvel Legends stuff because those guys are always killing it.
Yeah.
And they're hang on, I have the.
They're doing
I can share.
PulseCon
Can I-
this Friday on Friday the 13th.
Yep.
on
Mm.
Friday the
Wow.
Oh, I'm in Atlanta. I'm in the same house as Craig. Yeah,
Oh, crazy.
yeah, it is.
By
is.
choice.
Yeah, I'm learning. Are you guys
Yeah,
married? Are
I
you
like
brother
it
and
this
sister? Or you held
They're
casual?
related.
Both.
They're
Ah,
brother,
They're both-
sister,
they're both married
husband,
and
wife,
brother and sister.
yeah, we're
um,
everything. It's
business
great.
partners, and something else to be revealed soon.
Good for you
Um,
guys. I support all those.
Parents?
Game of
Parents?
Thrones made it cool. You know, it was like the Lannisters made it acceptable.
I do not.
Dude,
love
that was like the
sister.
first episode too of Game of Thrones. I was
Mhm.
like, I wonder what this brother and sister are about to do. Oh,
And then you watch 5 seasons.
Abby
Topher-
stuck in the dryer again.
hey, Topher Khan, Young Hummus, does Dave teach ZBrush online?
I've actually taken most this year off just because like I just so busy. I like Tweeterhead, I started a new statue company and then this Kickstarter. So I'm just like I haven't actually taught, but it is online. It's a place called Studio Arts. And actually Dan Catcher, the guy who designed and sculpted the dragons for Game of Thrones, he's currently teaching in my absence. So if you want to learn from the dragons guy from Game of Thrones, he's teaching at studioarts.com.
Actually, he'd be great to learn from because he'll tell you if it sucks.
Yeah.
He will.
Mhm.
So okay, anything else, guys, or should we get to some sad comments? This has been a lot of fun. David, we
let's
should
just
do this 3 times a week.
I'm as much like I'm trying. Like I'm like, oh, I want to keep. No, there's 4 other people I need to talk. You know,
No, it's
We've
good.
talked.
It's
We've
good.
talked a lot.
We talk all
I-
the
if I
time.
can participate in the side,
We
comments,
all-
I'd love to sit here and you
Yeah.
know, yeah, chime in.
We all talk too much. In fact, like,
We all do 3 podcasts a week. So
yeah, and we know each other
Hard.
outside of that.
Yeah.
That's cool. It's cool that you guys get along like that. You know, like it could be like one of those things where it's like, oh, the cast on this one TV show you thought had great chemistry hated each other.
Oh
You know?
yeah,
I don't know. You
like
guys
when you
can
hear
hate
that,
each other.
like how Abbott and Costello didn't get along. It's like, what the? I mean, I get it. They're always getting into
Bret
crazy
Hart and
hijinks.
Shawn Michaels? Wouldn't have guessed.
No,
Wow.
you knew that one.
Every episode now is going to start with Craig, Abby, are you guys getting a divorce? Like every episode.
Yeah. No, we're not.
Start
We're
there.
good.
Yeah.
We're
Are you
like
guys fighting?
we're like a solid unit. We are an interesting group of people, and I'm glad that we get to share this fucking craziness with the world. And I'm glad that
Yeah.
David was here. Listen, last thing, and then we'll get to sad comments. To see somebody's passion project come to life in a tangible way is the most inspiring thing in the world. So I feel grateful that you were here to share it with us. So thank you
Thanks.
for being here.
It's tangible for me right now, but if it doesn't fund, at least I still have
You still have the
my
pro.
own tangible 3D prints. You know, I'm just like, well, they're mine, and thanks for not supporting it, guys. Now they're mine and only mine.
Ah,
You
Yeah.
know, so we'll see. We'll see if they
What-
become tangible for everyone else. For now,
Hey.
they're just mine. You know.
You know what you should do? Some
Nice.
I've seen some companies do this, like sell the prototypes on eBay because like those prototype collectors are wild.
Yeah, I am so. I actually at PowerCon had a few people try to buy these off me. I'm like, I can't. Like, I literally need them to advertise like what
My
I'm
babies.
doing. You know.
Send
Oh.
send David the deleted Jay versus Craig videos. Yeah, we could do that.
I recognize
I say
Deadhead.
re-upload
They're on a. They were commenting on a few other things. They're cool. I think.
Yeah.
Unless there's another similar named
Yeah.
person. Like
Oh,
the head.
all these
No, Deadhead,
No.
he gets around.
all these
Yeah.
people are cool. Oh, what?
Mhm.
Let's see. Davey Sockrocker. These 4 were made for each other. Good vibes every week. Thank you very much.
That's cool.
James. David may have created a Jeffrey category for best guest. Woo! Yes, David, we have a
Oh.
award show that we do every year. kind of, called the Jeffries, and maybe you'll win
Why?
best guess
Why is it Jeffrey? Who's Jeffrey?
Jeffrey the giraffe.
Jeffrey the giraffe.
from the Toy Story.
Oh, okay. I like this.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
We did. You're like, let's do a bid on that. We never did.
Yeah, that year that Dahmer show came out, we're like, we should do like a Jeffrey Dahmer sketch.
It'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Hey, my roommate keeps eating my toys.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I accept this award ahead of time now. Thank you to the Academy and to all you lovely people. You know, I don't know. I just also feel like, this isn't like an intentional strategy, but I feel like I get along with like a lot of people. And it's just like my nature, I like making friends and making people happy. And a couple friends were like, you have to get out in front of this because then people will be more invested in Monsters because they'll like connect with you. And I'm like, I didn't want to, because I always have this like weird sensitivity about like coming across like I have an ego, because I've been like literally my last name's Igo, and what a couple people like ego, it fits you. You always want to be on all these, like when I was, I'm like, just like when I was at Sideshow, dude.
Yeah.
Someone on the video team would be like, we want to talk to one of the artists. None of the artists wanted to talk. So I would go on, I would talk, and I had a great time. And so people were like, what an ego maniac. I'm like, dude, I don't know. Do you want someone to like, I think people like me. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't like, just get out there.
The whole thing,
I just lean into
the
it.
truth is, like,
You're
the truth is-
describing. Go ahead, Greg.
No, Jacob, you're good.
I was just gonna say you're describing like this thing that all of us have, where it's like imposter syndrome, or like people don't want to hear. Why do we think people want to hear what we have to say every week, 3 times a week? And
Hey, this is off topic, but it reminds me of that of the we did our Beetlejuice review last night, and I was editing it earlier. It'll be up tomorrow, everybody, on the other channel. And at one point, I asked Abby if she thought Jenna Ortega was ever going to win an Oscar, and both Abby and Jacob yelled at me for asking a stupid question.
You were like, do you think she's here to stay?
Jacob was like, "What kind of fucking dumb question is that?"
this is because
She's gonna win. It's
Thank
gonna
you.
be her and Sydney Sweeney are gonna win Oscars that year.
I mean, she might the yelling at Craig had nothing to do with Jenna Ortega's talent or anything. It was just Craig was talking like he worked for Entertainment Tonight all of a sudden. And I was like, what are you doing? Is this a bit?
It's very funny. It's very funny. But yeah, we all get on. Listen, we're here to talk toys. One thing I think that has separated our channel from some of the other channels is like we've always had people from the toy companies actually on. We've had people from NECA, Super 7, Hasbro.
I saw Kyle in the chat.
Kyle was in the chat earlier, and like there are corners of.
Mando.
There's corners, and obviously Mondo. There's corners of the toy YouTube world where it's like a very adversarial, like us versus them, and not for your types of projects, but like the major companies. And it's like at the end of the day, everybody we talk to is very passionate about toys and toy making, and the business side of it is the business side of it. It just is like,
and a lot of them don't have that say. People are like, why'd you do that? It's like, do you know who I have to answer? Like I tell people this all the time. Like when I was at Sideshow, it's like I had because I was the first art director after my boss Tom, and people thought I could do whatever I wanted. Sometimes I got lucky, but it didn't come without like convincing 8 different people on the internal team that were business focused, marketing focused, whatever focused, then convincing my boss who had an opinion on everything, then convincing the licensor that this is okay. It's like, and then I get to make it. And people don't see all that struggle. They just see the outward face like, oh, Dave could do whatever he wants. Blah. I'm like, dude, no. Right. And then something bad comes out. I'll own the shit that I made, like I own. And then sometimes something bad came out. It's like, I was kind of forced to do it that way. You know what I mean? It's not like, I choose to make this bad. I'm choosing to make it bad because I just love wasting my time and making people angry and putting on an inferior product that people hate. Like, I love that. It's like my goal in life.
What I always tell people is like, first of all, everybody works a job for the most part. Think about your job. Does it ever suck? Does it suck like 80% of the time? What do you think toy companies? This is a job. Everybody works there. It's a fucking miracle that anything ever gets made ever.
Dude, you hit Craig.
Yes.
That's exactly like that made me enjoy when I started working in statues. It's like statues are infinitely easier to make than toys because toys you have to worry about articulation and
Right.
weird schedules. Statues you can literally go to a factory, they can start making them, and it's like a few month turnaround. You know what I mean? It's just like,
Right.
and then there is no tooling cost unless you have to make thin, long pieces. It's like silicone
Right.
molds for resin. It's like easier. But like when I started working in like professionally, I was like, man, it's really hard to make a statue, and this should be easy. And it's really hard. It's not even that big of an investment. Like, you know, it's just like maybe it ranges, but it's not like when I started to think about that, when I go to see a movie, I'm like, oh, this is a miracle. This movie is like just above hot garbage. It's a miracle this movie is acceptable. And it's like a unicorn if it's a movie you enjoy, because
Right.
it's that hard to make a statue. And then you have all these like, who knows, like executive producers. People's like, well, my daughter likes pink and you should make Batman pink in this movie. Like, well, gotta make him pink because this idiot's daughter has a voice in the room, you know? It's like,
No, it's
How many-
crazy.
yeah. So
I'm just gonna
you-
back out of this conversation.
That's
When
funny.
you said that, I'm like, yes, it like be so like some people. This is like I have a chip on my shoulder, and some people just act. And I talk to like I make time for anyone on a show floor that like recognize me and want to talk to me, but some people just come at me and they're like, I'm like, you just have no idea how lucky you are that this even exists. Like
I know.
for you to even complain about, you know, it's just like
I know.
It's
I
just-
see it. We see it. Like we go to Comic-Con. Like we've talked with Trevor. Like Turtles fans come up and they're just like, so, and it's like, what's he? Something he's about to say something crazy. This guy's gonna come up with something fucking nuts, and it's just like, how come? And then it just comes out, and it's like 50 years of this guy's like personal grievances coming out on the Lawson Turtles not being available at his Omaha, Nebraska Target the day
yeah,
that
like Trevor
Cleveland
Trevor made that decision. Obviously, you know, that's his call on what stores it goes into, you know?
Yeah.
And he loves hearing it Wednesday night preview after he just like worked like 58 hours doing setup, and he's dead on the inside. And they're like, let me talk to you about why. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
Well, we heard Trevor say like Ohio's gonna get the Turtles first this year.
it's just the
Perfect.
way
And
it
the
is.
swing
It's a
state.
swing
It's
state.
the
Oh,
way
we said
it
the
is.
same thing. It's a swing state.
high five.
Ohio,
right?
Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, Wisconsin. You're getting your Turtles first,
Dude.
Yeah.
All right. When you guys have a separate like discussion, when you're like, all right, this week we're going to talk about why the Electoral College sucks, let me know. I want
Okay, cool. We'll do it.
I want
Yeah.
Oh,
on that.
Sure.
I do want to do. I think on election night we should do some more. Like we should do like the big board with all the states, but make it toy related.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we're checking it with Jacob, and he's like, all right, over here in Nebraska, some guy
Yeah.
found the new Super 7 Ultimate Thundercats. But
Send them
anyways.
on location.
All right,
Looks
let's
like
do it.
Starspeeder 3000s are showing up down here in Florida.
We're live at Doc Ondar's, where controversy is taking the Star Wars world by storm again. All
Stop
right,
the
Jacob.
speeder! Stop the speeder!
Jesus.
I signed the petition for Acolyte season 2 to go on. You know,
You did?
Hey,
I'm kidding.
So did I.
Whoa.
So-
I haven't-
So
I'm
did
kidding.
I.
I just heard about
I
a
did.
petition. I'm like, I want on any petition. Just
If it's
don't
on
even tell me what it
change.org,
is.
Yeah.
I'll sign
On
it.
in.
Yeah, petitions usually make a difference. So
I just want more Smilo Ren. That's it.
Hey, we saw that guy at Dragon Con.
Mhm.
He had a huge line.
He's
Yeah.
doing good.
He
Yeah.
did not have a huge line. But he's doing good. Nobody did though. Dragon
nobody
Con's
had
a
a huge line. Yeah.
Dragon Con's a poorly run convention. Okay. Hey, Jacob Walsh.
Hi. What's up?
It's time for sad comments. It's David's
Yeah.
first time.
We'll do it. I got two.
All right,
Is this
so
like
if,
angry tweets? Is this angry tweets?
So
kind of.
Similar.
Yeah, kind of. I just every week I look through all the like Hasbro, NECA, Mondo, just look through all their comments, and usually people leave the most unhinged, sad comments about stuff. And
Yeah. We give
None,
him voice.
none for Tweeterhead. No
we
one's
read
talking
them.
about Tweeterhead, aren't we? Like, no, I'm kidding.
We can do all Tweeterhead tweets.
No, we our toys don't move. They are statues. You know.
Oh, right. It's a different. It's a complete.
your own.
Hey, Hey, though, did you see this Catwoman, Ryan? I'm just looking at a tweet.
Show me
here.
the one that I showed you.
I was like,
We don't know
you're
which
gonna
one
sh-
you're talking about,
are
Greg.
you
I'm
gonna
like,
fit
you're
it? You
gonna
gonna
show me
show
the
it?
one
or-
that
To narrow
that I
it
showed you
down a
last
little
week.
bit more.
No, this one. That's
Fine.
cool.
Oh, yeah, that's a tweeter.
Oh.
I kind of helped out on that one. So actually, one of the sculptors who worked on that worked on my Monsters. So I work with all my crew. So like Tiago Zenabini, he was one of the artists who worked on this, along with Guillermo Barbarillo. They're awesome.
Hey,
I'm
this
really-
picture, this statue,
Uh,
this is what's in Ryan Dole's head at all times.
Mhm.
Nice.
Hey, you can, if you want, you can send me one of these. Like, I'm totally cool with it.
Yeah, I guess David needs to get to know the crew here. So Craig, Jacob, and Abby host Yes Have Some podcast, which is a pop culture focused, Ghostbusters focused podcast. Ryan Dole every Wednesday also hosts Gotham City Tonight, which is a Batman focused comics, toy, and collectible show, but they also dig into Marvel and things like that. And then Jacob also co-hosts YHS on Monster Island, which is a kaiju and Godzilla focused podcast. So
Kaiju.
we
Yeah.
we cover a lot of ground here.
cover
And
it
then
all.
we all guest on other people's shows, and it's we do a lot. But it's time for sad comments. Okay,
Yeah.
we scoured the internet for the latest and greatest commentary on toys and action figures, and do what nobody else will do. We give a voice to the voiceless. Jacob Walsh,
Yes.
where's our first comment coming from
It's
tonight?
coming from Dragon Man.
Dragon
Instagram.
Man,
Dragon
Hasbro.
The Dragon Man. I love that
the
guy.
one and only.
All right, here we go.
Dragon Man.
Queuing up the music. Dragon
Get the
Man,
music going.
the pre-order, Marvel Legends. Talked about it earlier. Here we go.
Hasbro's charging Mezco prices for Marvel Legends is a slap in the face to the consumer. No way this price is fair. NECA, McFarlane, and Storm Collectibles all make figures this size and even larger on the regular. And you think this is equivalent? Hasbro's manipulation is flawless.
That's the second week in a row somebody's used the word flawless.
Ah.
Remember that Mortal Kombat guy last week?
Yeah, Mortal Kombat last week.
All right. Well, any thoughts? I think it's $90. It's a big figure.
It's a really big figure. I don't
Yeah, I
know
mean,
what they-
The other guy that they showed him with is like what, a 6-inch figure?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. It's like
it's
that's
huge.
it's volume.
Huge.
People don't
Yeah.
understand tooling like is a space thing and parts. Like tooling blocks, that takes up a ton of
Yeah.
they're fine. Stop
Mhm.
it.
All right, Jacob,
What-
where's the next one from?
So the next one's from NECA,
Okay.
and it is on one of the new Beetlejuice figures.
Okay.
It was a
Literally-
packaging reveal.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh man, packaging.
Packaging gets the people moving. All
Mhm.
right, here we go.
NECA. There is no innovation. You are releasing a figure that was sold more than 10 years ago. There is only a change of the paint on the eyes. Look forward, and Black Eyes, they use the same old mold. You could have created a whole new design. I have already lost interest in collecting your pieces. Why bother looking for old pieces if after 15 years you put it back on sale without any changes? The same thing is happening with the head knockers. I suffered to find Captain Spaulding, and now you are re-releasing it the same way after so many years. It is becoming a habit for you. Why don't you also release 18-inch Captain Spaulding? What happened to the 18-inch Pennywise? You promised a new batch a long time ago, and it has not arrived in stores. It has been several years without new creations in the 18-inch line. Will it be the end of this 1/4 inch scale?
I've been suffering. That was my favorite line. from that.
Yeah.
I didn't think I'd hear the word Captain Spaulding so many times.
They call it 1/4 inch scale.
Yeah, they definitely
Wouldn't
do.
that be like? It's not like quarter scale.
Yeah.
It's
1/4
not small. It's 1/4.
1/4 of an inch scale. Little tiny guy.
Anyways,
Yeah.
very cool. Thank you, Jacob. All right,
Good
guys.
job. Jacob,
This
that
was a
my
long
first-
one.
Thank you.
I liked it. That was good.
We appreciate everybody's time and support. Everybody go support the Kickstarter. Putting the link in one more time. David, will you join us again in the next couple of weeks to give us updates?
Yeah, totally. And actually, if you guys wanted to, I can give you a sneak peek at something I'm going to reveal on Friday. If you have like 20 more seconds,
Yeah.
Yeah.
not all
Yeah.
good. We can do it.
Absolutely.
Do you want this to be on the stream? You want to reveal this for the people watching?
It's the first part of a toy commercial I made that I'm going to show the full thing on
Oh, sweet.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to get
Yeah.
people hype. Like I want to keep the hype train going.
Let's
by
do
Do a
it.
little tease.
Yeah.
Do a little tease.
Can I do a share screen? Do I do share?
Yeah, will it
Present?
let you?
Let me see. Share screen.
While we
Entire
figure that out, I'm going to give a quick plug to Gotham City tonight for tomorrow. We're going to have Kyle Wadiga on from Super 7. We're going to break down that
Kyle.
new
Cool.
Batmobile coming from the Cyborg line. So we're going to talk Batman, a little bit Batman 89 Batmobile-ish.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
I can't share. I'm sorry, guys.
It's not letting you share. I don't know why.
Yeah.
If it's like a setting or something. Let me see if I can
Yeah.
fix that. Hold on. I think I might be able to fix that.
Yeah, you guys.
Share screen, entire screen. I'm trying. It's like, nope, you suck.
Sorry, guys. I don't know, but it'll be out Friday. We'll show. it
Yeah.
Friday.
Sorry. I just wanted. It was just hearing Jacob do his voice act. I'm like, I was inspired because I got a voice actor for my thing, and it's when you hear him say Monstors, it like really like does something.
Really pops.
you know?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Very
Friday
cool.
will be the day. But yeah, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share though. Thank you for allowing
Yeah.
me to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, dude.
All right, everybody. Well,
Thanks.
have a great night. We hope that everybody has a safe and prosperous evening. It's late though, so just go to sleep or don't.
Yeah.
You do whatever you want. I don't care.
Buy a toy.
For Abigail Gardner, Ryan Dole, and myself, and our guest David Igo, thank you for being here. Bye. Here's music.
We're going to go David
This
Bigo.
is where the fun
Nah.
This is where the fun. This is where the fun. This is where the fun begins.
Everyone's showing off their stuff.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Who's the big guy
Up,
with the
up.
muscle?
All right, bye.